Welcome to Good Kraken, episode 72. My name is Devin Stanford, a.k.a. Brevin the Dude, a.k.a. the 5-star man who doesn't have a 10-finger plan anymore, just because I don't. I'm joined here today with the Screaming Polynesian, Ernell Pearson, a.k.a. Ocean Shrine, and my motherfucking dude, Garrick Eakin, Vermilion Beard, a.k.a. the Crimson Chin. How y'all brothers
I
doing
saw
tonight?
that.
Do a saw, dude. It's Mariah Carey season, guys. It's official. It's officially Mariah Carey season. I'm so fucking great,
Dude, it's also tamale season, y'all.
It
Oh,
is
shit.
tamale season. You are.
Yeah.
Dude,
I mean, it is
hype
all
for
year
it.
round. Let's be real. But like, especially this time of year. You know
But
what I'm saying?
especially now.
Especially
Guys.
this time of year.
My roommate is making carnitas right now, and they did a 24-hour marinate,
Mm-hmm.
and it's
I'm
just
jealous.
and they have
Mhm.
it chilling in ice water right now too.
Dog,
They're doing it so right, and they're gonna bake it in a pressure cooker for an hour after.
Dog, you better stop. You better stop. You're making me feel some kind of way. I'm over here like, stop. Enough. Enough. You don't.
I can't.
Dog. I mean, like, you better send us pictures. You know what I mean? You better put the
I will.
pictures in
I will.
assets.
Oh, dude,
I mean,
yeah.
If there's one
absolutely.
thing I do good, it's portrait mode of food.
But they need to go in assets,
Gotta
though,
get that
because
Insta pics.
carnitas are definitely assets. They're definitely
Yeah.
assets in
Oh,
Good
dude.
Kraken, dog.
Let me tell you
Quality.
what, it is quite an asset. It is a pork butt. Okay.
I don't know how we always end up on food here. I don't know how we always end up on
Because
food
food
on
is
Good Kraken.
amazing,
Dude, food's
and
just
the
so
McRib
good.
sucks.
I hate.
Damn, why
I
you
hate
gotta
it.
do that every time? We're vibing, and then Devin's
What?
just like,
We're
We're
I'm
still
gonna
vibing.
make something
Hey,
you guys
what?
love.
Are you gonna
Destroy it.
discredit me because I have a different opinion than you? Is that what's
Yes, I
going
am.
on?
You're allowed to have
Don't
your
you
opinion, but
gaslight
you're
him.
wrong,
Well-
and I hate you.
Don't you,
You know-
fucking gaslight him, you son of a bitch.
Well, anyways, today we're talking about a superhero return party, the gift we don't deserve, and Good Kraken's Game of the Year, with much, much more, because this is the Good Kraken podcast, your choice for all the nerdy video game and pop media news, reviews, and discussions that you want to hear live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. and Saturday at 12 p.m. If you're riding this wave, you can head on over to patreon.com/Good Kraken Show, where you can submit questions and topics to the show, get exclusive post-show content, and have early access to episodes before they go live on podcasts and video services across the 7 seas. Erg. However, if you've emptied your pockets for the latest and greatest in entertainment, that is totally fine. You can watch us record the show live right here at twitch.tv/Good Kraken Show. If you have Amazon Prime, you also have Twitch Prime, and we would love for you to give that to us and help us keep pushing content for all you out there listening or watching at home. But you can also support us by going to our YouTube channel, clicking that beautiful bell and big red button, or by subscribing to our podcast channel by searching Good Kraken ! And leaving a review. Or no,
Devin, what's happening, baby?
I got some captain's orders for you because I'm the captain tonight. That's right.
That's right. You are, baby.
That's
What's
right.
up, Cap? What's
I'm
up,
the
Cap?
Look at me. I am the captain.
Look at me. Look at me. I am the captain now.
I'm the captain now.
And then
Don't
Tom
forget-
Hanks is like, Wilson, I'm sorry. For 2 hours while he's
Yeah,
trying to rescue the ship.
yeah.
Wilson!
Sounds about white. Anyways, don't forget we're doing a live reaction to the 2021 Game Awards. We will be live at 4:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and 7:45 p.m. East Coast. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm excited. I know
Ready.
there's already some rumors floating out there. There's some things that we've kind of speculated on for the last few weeks. Some
Months,
things kind of
even.
got some things got confirmed today. I'm excited.
Oh boy. Yeah. It's gonna be good.
Yeah,
dude.
we're gonna get more into it. We're gonna get more into it later.
Mhm.
Some cool news though, and this is for Good Kraken. We now have channel points, and we're working on sub badges and more emotes. So if y'all look down in that bottom left hand corner of your chat screen, you got some sand dollars over there. Yeah, you can tell us when to drink
Brought-
when you want us to drink.
Brought to
All
you by Devin.
Bruh.
You can spend your sand dollars to
You gotta spend your
get
sand
us
dollars
to
here.
do wonderful things.
Yeah.
Make us do it for the content. For all of you at home, it's it's good. It's gonna be fun. We have sub badges for all you
Abuse
guys,
it.
so you guys can see all your support that you guys have been giving us. Basically, we're just trying to put some more attention on rewarding our live viewers that get a chance to kick it with us here on Twitch, and give you guys some more love and attention for us as you guys get to come in and hang out with us, especially going into year 2 of Good Kraken. We want to make sure we take care of you guys.
Yep. Yeah, we wanna give more out there for you guys, and we will be adding to this as we go on. If you got any ideas, hit us up. But definitely,
an emote of my beautiful fucking face.
We'll be talking after show. We'll be talking after show. Bet, baby. Let's go.
You know what comes with sand dollars is some little waves, my
Let's
guys.
go, Devin. Good segue.
Transition.
Good segue.
All right.
Can I mention
Hit
really
it.
quick? Garrick got one GIF made of him, and now he's getting greedy. He's like, I want an emote now, dog. Get me in. I'm
I
all
want an
in,
emote.
dog. You,
This is me.
dog.
This is what success looks like, right?
I'm gonna go off on all of y'all. I'm gonna go off on all. Just wait, y'all.
Sierra's face is an emote for diction as well over there on that end. And I want to say it's like the name of it is Snappy Bitch or something like that.
That's very fitting. That's very
I know, right?
That's very fitting. Guys, Little Waves is our little segment where we talk about some little news that we didn't think was going to be having a big enough conversation for us to put into our main segment, the Helm. So we're just going to burn through these guys really fast. It was a wild weekend of news, guys, but not a lot because it was Thanksgiving weekend. So with that said, first up, Disney's Encanto secures the Thanksgiving weekend domestic box office, victory over House of Gucci. Although it didn't break Disney's prior holiday debuts, it still beat Ghostbusters Afterlife and House of Gucci with sales at $40 million since Wednesday, making it the highest earning animated film since the pandemic started. Fuck yeah, dude.
I'm not surprised. I mean, it's Pixar,
Yeah, me either.
right?
I haven't seen it yet myself, but I am very interested. I do really want to watch
It
it.
does look interesting.
Yeah,
it looks wholesome.
Aaron went and saw it with their son and said it was fucking awesome. It was great. Yeah, I mean, like South
I just like, I'm a
American,
Disney
Central
Pixar
American
guy.
representation of any kind is always tight. Sorry, Garrick, what was that?
No, I'm just saying I just like Disney Pixar just as a whole. Like I feel like they put out
always
just
Mwah.
wholesome
Mwah.
shit.
all the time. Sometimes I just need to feel good. You know what I mean? Sometimes I just want to feel
Dude,
nice.
sometimes, right?
and Disney Pixar is the way to go when you do it. Speaking of feeling nice, kinda, Steam had its highest concurrent players ever over Thanksgiving weekend of 2021. They broke a new record as it reached an all-time peak of 27,384,959 concurrent players using games on its service. Now, granted,
Sounds like a lot of other people just like
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
be around their families.
Yeah, I mean, granted, they do mention I didn't put it here in the notes, but they do mention that it was sort of expected because Steam has had like just a massive growth since the pandemic started, which makes sense. And they kind of assume that this is going to be the case over Thanksgiving weekend because people get done having their dinners and then they just want to play video games for the entire week and that they're not doing shit. And hell yeah, go video games, dude.
That's what I'm doing
Dude.
all week.
That's a lot of folks playing video games, and I'm here for it.
Oh, let's go, dude. It's a good time to be a gamer. It's a good generation to be a gamer.
Yep. I had to take vacation from my day job by the end of the year, so I chose to take it the week after Thanksgiving to have all those days to catch up on some backlog, play some new games, to take in some new content. It's been good.
Get some good old rest, good post Thanksgiving rest. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Some other things
after all the
that
yumminess.
that very unfortunately got a rest, not me. Spider-Man: No Way Home demand seemingly crashes multiple theater websites. All right,
Dude.
so quick story for y'all. It hits 9 o'clock, maybe 25 seconds after 9 o'clock, and I go to Fandango, and I hit Spider-Man: No Way Home. I hit the 7:20 showing on a Thursday night. I'm like, let's fucking go. Let's fucking go, guys. You know what I'm saying? Let's fucking do it. And and then the entire screen goes white and says this service is not available. And I was like, what in the fuck is this? So I reload it, I do it again, and it happens again. And then I do it. I close the app. I reload it. I pick the time again, and it opens up, and then lets me go into picking how many tickets I want. There's a big bar that said there was an error in loading your page. Could not complete transaction. I was like, I didn't even buy anything. I didn't even fucking get to that point yet. I can't get to that point. And so I choose a different time. You know, I start going through the process over the course of the next 30 minutes of picking different times, different theater choices as far as like different areas, different like showings generally, instead of like XD, try IMAX somewhere else, you know, something like that. After 4 hours, I finally got Good Kraken here in Portland, at least. I got us Spider-Man tickets after 4 fucking hours of just slaving over my fucking phone. It was absurd. I
commend you.
I tried Fandango. I tried movietickets.com. I tried AMC. I was like, yo, like if we have to drive to Tigard to the AMC and fucking Tigard, we'll do it, right? Not an option. There was a queue of like an hour and 45 minutes, and I was like, nope. I'd rather take my chances over here. Bad choice on my part. But yeah. So a lot of people apparently had a lot of fucking problems getting tickets that night.
Not us.
I was
Not
dude,
us. We got him.
like good. Like thank God for Ernell's like willingness to just put himself through the struggle for the tickets. I was finally able to secure 2 tickets for my wife and I on Thursday night for a 10:20 showing, and I wasn't able to get my tickets until 1:30 in the fucking morning.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there was like 6 seats left in the whole theater.
Yeah.
Only 2 seats left, right? And I was just like, dude, I was like, we're going. Even if we have to sit apart, we're going.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, like, unfortunately, our group of 6 have to be split up in the theater because there are only like 2 spots in the back that have like 3 seats each, and so I had to basically organize where we were going to be split up. But I was like, it's we have to see it.
Dude,
we have to. I don't care
us.
if Devin has to sit in my lap. We're going to see this fucking movie, right? Like, we're going to go see it. And fucking lo and behold, boys, we're seeing fucking Spider-Man. Let's fucking go. Let's go, boys. I'm so excited, dude.
What are we seeing it at our usual theater?
Yes, usual theater, usual XD. Like I purposely made sure that we went in on it, dog. I was not gonna let us go and see in some fucking standard showing. Are you kidding me? Standard, please. We are above standard. This is the 5-star man. He gets a 5-star showing. You know what I'm saying? God damn, I take care of my Devin. Just like Dwayne Johnson takes care of us, because Dwayne Johnson says Red Notice is Netflix's biggest movie of all time. Whoo, big words. Has already been watched for almost 280 million hours total. And Dwayne The Rock Johnson himself quotes, Red Notice has officially become the biggest movie in the history of Netflix, all caps. In under 2 weeks, we've shattered all records, and we have many weeks to go. Are you guys surprised? Are you guys surprised by that?
A little bit, actually.
Yeah. I fell asleep during the movie, to tell you the truth.
It seemed like it was just kind of like, it wasn't bad. Like it's entertaining. It's very much a popcorn flick, in my opinion. But like, I don't know. I bet you it's probably the casting that got it the viewership that it did on this.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah. The cast, it makes sense that it, like, because this is the case. I don't think Dwayne Johnson would just talk out of his ass like that. He's got things to be proud of. Like, he's gonna talk about it. He's pretty transparent fucking dude. I could imagine that this movie being as big as it was literally because of Dwayne Johnson and Ryan Reynolds and Gal Gadot all being in one movie. I could totally see people like, oh my god, I need to fucking see that. I love Ryan Reynolds, and so they just want to go watch that on Netflix. It was a Netflix movie. They got to see it for free. Why the fuck not? You know?
Yeah. I mean, it's A-list cast. It's A-list casting.
A-list casting on a Netflix fucking movie. And honestly, like, do you guys see this being like a good sign for like movies going forward? Like, we might be able to get like A-list movies on Netflix just because of success of something like this.
I feel like it's. Sorry, go ahead,
Go
Garrick.
ahead, Devin. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I feel like this has just been the trajectory lately, and I think that's what HBO and Warner Brothers has kind of realized, which is why we've gotten movies like Dune and Kong versus Godzilla and stuff like that on streaming platforms, day one, as well as Netflix has kind of been ahead of the game because they took up a deal with Happy Madison Productions, which is always it's not like they're out there putting out 9 and 10 movies, but it's always been a theatrical experience with the Adam Sandler movies and stuff, and like decent comedies. And I feel like they kind of started that whole train, and people are like, wait, Adam Sandler's putting all of his movies on Netflix now? You know what I mean? As weird as it sounds,
No,
it's
true. You're right. You make a good point.
He was kind of the first like A-lister to do that, and I don't think other people are scared of that at all anymore. I think that stigma is starting to go away. I think within the next 2 years, we're going to start seeing most major movies, if not be streaming day one, within the first 30 to 45 days being on a streaming service, just like how Disney Plus is doing it with all of their Star Wars and MCU content now. Yeah. Actually, all their Disney content, it all comes within like 45 days now to the streaming platform.
That makes sense. Garrick, what were we going to add on to that before I move on?
Honestly, more or less just that. Like, this is kind of in the trajectory. Like, people are kind of getting away from the fact that, like, it's Netflix. You can't make a theatrical, like, silver screen quality film. And Netflix has been continually disproving that time and time again. And, like, their movies, like, their original movies just keep getting better. So I like, especially like with those three being in one film, it was like a Netflix day one release, and it was made for their platform. And it's, massive. It's obviously, despite, maybe some not the best critical review, it's still ridiculously successful. And if it's making money, that just means people are going to want to be involved.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, Will Smith even did a movie, Bright. Granted, it wasn't well received by everybody. It was still a lot more well received than fucking After Earth.
Do you guys remember that Jamie Foxx movie, Project Power?
Yeah, I watched that too. It had Joseph Gordon Levitt in it.
So dope, dude. Like it
was good. That was a sleeper.
Yeah, big sleeper movie, dude. Like it's still on there right now too.
Sleeper.
Like highly recommend people watch that. It was a lot of fun. Jamie Foxx fucking kills it, dude. But speaking of things that are dying, because Jamie killing it. CD Projekt Red is scaling back Cyberpunk 2077 support to work on the expansion. In CD Projekt Red's Q3 earnings report, it shows that the majority of the company was still supporting Cyberpunk 2077 up until the end of September this year. Now CD Projekt is going to focus on Cyberpunk 2077's impending expansion. Additionally, the PS5 and Xbox Series X and S versions of Cyberpunk and The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt are still on track for the respective Q1 and Q2 2022 releases. Cool.
I don't think the game's dying necessarily because the reviews are overwhelmingly positive now on Steam for Cyberpunk. I think the game has finally reached a stage that it should have been, i.e. this game should have been delayed 1 year like everybody said. But this game is finally playable and it runs very well and it looks very good now. I put about 8 hours in this last week on Xbox. Granted, it's the Xbox One X version and not the next gen version yet, because we know that that's coming Q1, which could be January to March. But the game is good. It is good now.
It's a good game.
It is not a hot piece of garbage like it was when it was released. Because it was. Regardless of you liking it or not, it was a hot piece of fucking flaming garbage.
Even Salak can load in the chat, it's hurt me too many times. I get that. I definitely get that.
I agree, which is why I spent $60 on it, because I believed in the game.
Yeah.
I was so disappointed with the release, I didn't play it for a whole fucking year.
Yeah.
A whole year.
And I still haven't picked it back up.
I still want to play this game, but I'm excited because in that earnings call, when they talked about all this, they talked about a possibility of multiplayer not just coming for Cyberpunk, but for The Witcher as well.
Mm.
I don't know how I feel about
I don't know how I
that.
feel about
I
that either.
listened.
That's weird.
I listened to the call earlier today.
Oh no,
and
I
he
believe
said-
you. That just sounds
Yeah.
that sounds weird to me. I don't know where I sit on that. I mean, we'll
Well,
dive in that into a
yeah,
into a
yeah.
different conversation, but just kind of like top things off on Cyberpunk. Like, I'm looking for a reason to hop back in. I'm looking for a reason to hop back in and try to 100% this game, because I'm at like 67%, somewhere like around there. Like, I did a lot in this fucking game because I genuinely enjoyed it. I'm just looking for that expansion announcement. I'll hop
Yeah.
back in and start notching some things off, getting more acquainted with it, because the expansion I'm really excited for. Like, I'm excited to be invested in that world again and invested into my character and seeing my boo boo Pan Am once more, because goddamn, I love her.
You know what might not be a bad idea, since it's so cheap. You could literally get the game for like $10, I think, digitally for Xbox. Dude, you should pick it up for Series S and benefit off that next gen enhancement.
You know, I would, but I also spent a lot of time. I think my game clock was at like 78 hours for my PlayStation.
you went in.
Like,
A lot
I
of
went
time.
in on
You
it.
went in.
I genuinely enjoyed the game. I really did enjoy the game.
Mhm.
So yeah. But in
No,
the meantime,
I was-
that has been Little Waves. What was that?
I was just gonna say, I like it. What I played of it, the 8 hours I put in, I really liked it. I did. But
a good
now
game,
I'm
man.
sitting there, I'm
It's a
like,
good game.
oh, wait, I can actually wait a little bit and have textures on the hands when people are speaking to me.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. You can see some pretty broody stuff in full scale new gen console definition, but sure.
Exactly.
Sure.
Exactly.
Anyways.
All things being said, I should have just bought the game on fucking PC. But at the time, I didn't know I was getting the GPU. But with Little Waves being over, we are now in the Helm.
Let's go.
So, all right.
Hit him with the first story, Devin. Hit him with that
DC
fucking
Universe Online devs are creating a new Marvel MMO. This is coming from George Yang over at GameSpot. This is hype, my guys.
Let's go. Oh my
Yeah.
God, let's go.
Yeah, this is hype. So the studio behind DC Universe Online, Dimensional Inc. Games, is in early development of a new Marvel-based MMO. Eurogamer noticed that the game in Q3 2021 investor briefings for co-op company Enad Global 7, with Dimensional Inc. noted as the developer. In the report, there is a slide called, quote, exciting product slate of 2022 and beyond. The bottom right corner lists unannounced MMO RPG and some details below it, including Marvel IP-based massively multiplayer game being developed by Dimensional Inc. Studios in Austin, Texas, led by Jack Emmert, who designed and helmed City of Heroes and currently leads DC UO. Emmert is currently the CEO of Dimensional Inc. Games and is responsible for the studio P&L. His LinkedIn profile also mentions, quote, new unannounced MMO RPG under his job responsibilities, which we know is based on the Marvel Universe. Hype. Dimensional Inc. is also celebrating DC Universe's online 10-year anniversary. On the same aforementioned slide, the studio bills DC Universe Online as, quote, the one and only superhero-based MMO, end quote. And that is performing near its peak historical annual revenues. Additionally, the studio is also investing in better graphics for the game, as well as its largest content expansion scheduled to launch in 2023. It likely will be a while before any sort of information about this Marvel MMO comes to light, but in the meantime, there's plenty of Marvel-related video game content to look forward to. Spider-Man is arriving in Marvel's Avengers on PS4 and PS5 soon, and then it's going to be a timed release, and it's going to be on PC and Xbox after that. Firaxis Marvel's Midnight Sun is releasing next year, and Insomniac Games is currently working on Marvel Spider-Man 2 alongside a Wolverine game. It's a good time to like Marvel.
Wait. Let's
it's a
go.
bad time to be a console player, though. With
Yeah,
those
sure. I mean,
things.
like, dude, this is gonna be so rad. This is gonna be so fucking rad, dude. Like, I played a little bit of DC Universe Online. Our homie David, he was die hard in this fucking game for years, dude. Like, David was in it. I remember like us living together. He was playing this shit like every single fucking day for like 4 or 5, 6 hours sometimes. Like, it's wild. But the only thing that turned me was it.
Wasn't there a Marvel MMO for a little bit?
There,
Yeah, it was
yeah.
called Marvel's Omega, and it was kind of like a hybrid MMORPG, like ARPG Diablo mix.
Yeah,
And it did really well at launch, and then they rebranded, and the game did not survive the rebranding.
yeah.
Damn. Yeah, I was gonna say I remember playing that on. I want to say it was on Xbox One. I played it on Xbox One a little bit.
Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah, it's I like the thing that turned me off to DC Universe Online is that I've never just liked DC that much. Like, I like DC, but it was never really my favorite. I was in back of my mind, I was like, if this was Marvel, I'd be so fucking into this. And now Daddy gets his wish,
Dude, I'm excited. Like, I'm definitely gonna play this game. PC Master Race on this one. Let's be real, for MMO RPG. This PC.
Dude, but here's
I
the
mean,
thing:
yeah.
the DC Universe Online is on every. It's available on every console.
Every
That shit's
platform.
on Switch, even.
Yeah, every
Oh,
platform,
really?
and it functions really well.
and it
on
functions
each platform.
really well.
Mhm.
I imagine it all being account tied and cross save. So I guess it's just a matter of just where you happen to be
Please.
That
playing.
would be pretty lit.
Yeah.
Please.
I will say this: if when this comes out and if it's really cool, we should stream this and play this all together.
Oh, dude,
honestly.
fucking 1,000%.
Oh,
we're gonna fucking do that,
100%.
guys. I have a
100%.
question for you though.
Yes.
What is going to be the first power you pick?
Power.
'Cause
So
you get
do
to
you
pick
create
the-
your own character?
You create your
Yeah.
own character
Yeah.
in DC Universe Online. So what is going to be the power you pick? Because in DC, like I started out my character, I just picked flying, and I was like, tight, let's go from there. And then you build your characters like powers after that, assuming that they're going to do the same with this, but with better fidelity, all this other stuff. What is going to be the power you guys pick from Marvel?
So, just assuming that we're gonna have like something kind of similar to like typing to like maybe like the Square Enix's Avengers, where we've got like the cosmic and the gamma. I'd probably choose something like. I personally am gonna choose something as close as I can get that's like cosmic, like Nova sort of powers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nova
Oh
powers.
shit!
Oh,
Xander
Xander
with
with
the
the
raid,
raid, dude. What's happening, Xander, baby?
Do we got a raid command in there? Put that raid command in the chat.
Oh
What's
yeah,
up?
I do got a raid command for us, baby.
Yo, put that
Let's
shit in the
go.
chat. Welcome,
Let's
welcome,
fucking
welcome,
go.
welcome, 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 welcome.
Love
y'all.
At least I thought I did. I thought
Yeah, I thought you did too,
I'll
man.
just drop some fucking raid emotes.
Yeah,
Let's
but
drop some
honestly-
raid
you know what I'm saying, man.
let's do that. Let's
With,
start
Welcome,
with the DC,
welcome.
the DC
Guys.
like Universe Online shit.
So right now we're asking each other. So the DC Universe Online devs are creating a Marvel MMO RPG here. What superpower would you guys pick to start with? What would be your number one superpower, i.e., flying, super strength, Cyclops style laser beams? Like, what would you guys want? Just drop that in the chat.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
I'm kind of with Garrick on this one. I think going the cosmic route would be the quote unquote coolest, because in Marvel's history, those are also the strongest heroes.
Yeah. Yeah.
True.
Especially when it comes to Captain Marvel, Adam Warlock, the Eternals, so on and so on.
Of course.
Celestials.
Yep.
But it'd be really cool to see them incorporate something based around the sword, especially with like Blade and Black Knight and Moon Knight, like something along those lines too. So I guess what I'm just trying to say is I just want to see how you can do it. If it's going to be simple between like super strength, cosmic, and blah, 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 I'm probably going to go cosmic. But if I can turn my motherfucker into like a paladin or some shit like that in the Marvel world,
That'd be
I'm gonna
tight.
try
That'd
that
be pretty
out.
hype.
You know what
That
I'm
would
you know
be
what I'm
pretty
saying?
hype,
You know what I'm saying?
Right?
Yeah, give me that Captain Marvel cosmic energy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Give me some of that.
Exactly.
I
Yeah,
like
yeah.
2 orders of
Yeah,
that,
dude.
please.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Mhm,
that
mhm.
exactly. Or give me some of that Captain Marvel cosmic energy with the ebony blade.
See,
That'd be hype. That'd be hype.
it would also be if they do anything like Stark related or based off of anything like off of like Stark. We're gonna get like
Technology?
power
100%.
suits. Yeah, power
Oh,
suits would.
imagine
That's gonna have
making
a
your
lot of
own suit.
customization potential.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
Esco Boo Boo in the chat. What's
Esco. What's
up?
up, Esco, baby? How you doing? So lock and load's a celestial all the way. That's
Yeah, I
bitches,
mean,
yeah.
it's way too OP to not even consider. You know,
Yeah,
like it
dude.
really is if you think about it in the world of Marvel. But you know, I'm stoked about that. I'm really interested to see more more coming from this game, like a lot. Like I want to see where this goes. I want to see it better be crossplay. That's all I gotta say. It better be crossplay. If it's not crossplay, I don't know. I'm gonna throw my computer out the window. I don't know. Anyways,
That's fair. That's
Ernell,
fair. That's
Ernell,
fair.
can
Guys,
can you
all right.
tell the ladies, the gents, the peoples, the good news?
Oh, absolutely, my dude. We got some more Marvel news for you guys with Tom Holland will, in fact, remain with the MCU Spider-Man after No Way Home. This comes from Joe Screbbles over at IGN, and it reads like this. After some speculation, Tom Holland will remain as the Marvel Cinematic Universe's Spider-Man. Producer Amy Pascal has explained that, even with Spider-Man No Way Home still to come, Sony is, quote, getting ready to make the next Spider-Man movie with Tom Holland and Marvel, end quote. Holland caused a lot of talk among fans earlier this month when he said that he remained unsure about continuing as Peter Parker after the release of No Way Home. However, in an interview... Was that?
Calculated. That was so calculated.
Oh, I'm telling you guys, they don't do anything accidentally, I'm telling you. However, in an interview with Fandango, longtime Spider-Man producer Amy Pascal confirmed that Holland would continue in the role. Quote, this is not the last time that we are going to make with Marvel. This is not the last Spider-Man movie, she explained. We are getting ready to make the next Spider-Man movie with Tom Holland and Marvel. It just isn't a part of... We're thinking of this as 3 films, and now we're going to go on to the next 3. This is not the last of our MCU movies, end quote. While not a specific confirmation that Holland is signed on for another trilogy, it speaks to Sony thinking in the long term for the character. With speculation rife that the MCU and Sony's own separate universe of Spider-Man characters are about to cross over, Pascal said, quote, yes, Marvel and Sony are going to keep going together as partners, end quote. Were enigmatically, right? Now, okay. When asked if Holland might appear in a non-MCU movie, she said, quote, we all want to keep making movies together. How's that for an answer? However, Pascal also made clear that Sony's approach to superhero movies isn't solely centered on the multiverse being ushered in by the MCU or its own Spider-Verse movies. Quote, the parallel universes make for so many interesting stories, but I don't think that every single movie is going to end up taking place in the multiverse. I think it's really exciting, and this movie certainly does, end quote. It's not a major surprise that Sony would want to continue working with Holland. His stint as Spider-Man has been wildly successful, with No Way Home set to be one of the year's biggest films, proven somewhat by the fact that demand for tickets saw multiple websites crash. I hate everything. With No Way Home's release just around the corner, we know that multiple villains from older Spider-Man films will be making an appearance, not to mention a new take on J. Jonah Jameson, but there may be more secrets hiding, which will likely only be discovered on release day. One thing we do seem to know now is that Holland's Parker himself will be sticking around some more. Fucking hype, boys. Let's go.
So we have talked so many times off air about the possibilities that we could be seeing with Marvel moving forward. Now, do you think that this is just 3 Spider-Man movies or 3 movies altogether?
Well, what do you mean? What do you mean by that?
3 are the next 3 they have planned. Are you asking whether or not they're going to be Spider-Man exclusive films or like ensemble films?
Yeah. I have a feeling what they're gonna do. I just wanted to get your feels. I think it's just gonna be a Spider-Man trilogies, and I don't think this is the
Yes, I
last.
agree.
I don't think this is the last we see of the quote unquote live action Spider-Verse either.
I don't know what I buy into on this anymore because this changes the field, right? Like just knowing period that he's going to continue on being in the MCU is it just kind of changes the playing field quite a bit in what I've been thinking about as far as Spider-Man is concerned, because it's like I've been so invested in the thought of like we're not going to have Tom Holland anymore after this. You know what I mean? So it's like it sort of changes things. I can see both sides of it. I feel like a part of me wants to lean closer to he's just going to be in 3 more Marvel movies, not necessarily getting his own trilogy. But
I want to say it's trilogy.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
because and I don't think we're gonna get another Spider-Man movie till obviously Phase 5, and then Phase 6, and then probably even Phase 7. I think we're gonna have Tom Holland around for the next like 8 years, at least. But here's my other prediction. I don't necessarily think this upcoming Spider-Man movie is going to be Andrew Garfield's last appearance.
Yeah,
Whether it be
yeah,
whether it be
They've
Sonyverse
talked
or
about that,
MCU.
or there's been rumors.
yeah, yeah. You've mentioned that before. I think it's gonna be interesting to see. It's just hard to say right now because we haven't seen the fucking movie yet. And it's like I'm sure
Yeah.
when we get to the end of the movie, it's gonna be like, oh, now we can kind of see where things are going from there. Esco says I would let Zendaya step on me and Tom Holland can watch. It's always good having Esco in the chat. I love it. Xander says, I'm thinking trilogy. We're thinking of this as 3 films, and now we're going to go on to the next 3. I mean, like, sure. There's nothing solid here yet, right? It's like
Yeah.
there's a lot of word salad going on. And again, they are 100% calculated about this stuff. We already fucking know that they don't do anything on fucking accident, like we were talking about a second ago. It's wild. It's wild. It's gonna be tight to see, though. It's gonna be tight to see.
Yeah, and I do think we're getting Spider-Man in one way or another in Multiverse of Madness, because from the way that they've talked about Multiverse of Madness, it's almost like a direct sequel to No Way Home, and like we kind of get that with the trailer. Like, you remember that part where they're on the I can't remember if they're on the Statue of Liberty or a skyscraper, but then all those like tears, those purple tears in the sky start opening up, and then you hear Doctor Strange go, "They're coming. They're all coming."
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So what if it just shows like every villain that's ever been in a Marvel movie just like starts coming out of these tears? It's like the opposite of Endgame. On your left, you hear fucking Vulture. On your right. Just like all of the villains
Honestly,
coming out.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Get out, dog. Just anyways.
It would be poetic.
No. Can we let's move on. I'm not entertaining that fuckery.
The worst part is if it happens.
No. God,
No.
no.
It's just
I'm begging.
face palms and Devin's coming. It's just every Spider-Man villain ever.
No.
But do you guys like understand what this means for like the longevity of Tom Holland's like Spider-Man character? If he's gonna be, so this will be the first time we actually get to potentially see a live action Spider-Man leave the high school stage and like really develop as an individual.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be great for MCU in the long run, especially going forward, because like Ernell said, calculated's these guys' thing. So this to me, this is literally this tracks so far into the future, and I guarantee you that Tom Holland's Spider-Man is going to end up being the mentor to the new MCU's Miles Morales when the day comes.
I agree 100%. And I think
that's my prediction.
I think these next 3 Spider-Man movies are actually going to be introducing Miles Morales, because I think Miles Morales is going to be part of the Young Avengers and Tom Holland's Spider-Man is going to be part of the actual Avengers.
Well, we'll see. Anyways, we're like 10 minutes behind, so let's move. Let's keep it pushing.
Go for it, Garrick. Tell them what the world wants to hear. Sony Brony.
They don't want to hear this. They don't want to hear this. They don't want to hear this.
Look. So all I gotta tell you guys is the best-selling console on Black Friday wasn't the Switch or the PS5, but the Xbox Series S. And this is coming from Zach Zweisen at Kotaku. It appears that over the Black Friday shopping period, it wasn't the Switch or the PlayStation 5 selling like hotcakes, but instead the less powerful Series X sibling, the $300 Xbox Series S. This is likely due to a few factors, including its price and availability on retail sites like Amazon. As reported by Business Insider, the news comes from the Adobe Digital Economy Index, which claims to have analyzed over 1 trillion visits to resale sites and also surveyed over 1,000 retailers on what items were selling better than others. All of this data seemingly points to the big winner of the Black Friday shopping season being the tiny Xbox Series S. At first, this might seem surprising, but there are a few reasons the smaller Xbox is doing so well. For one thing, it's actually available at many stores. Right now, it is very hard to get your hands on a $500 PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series X. However, the Series S has been available to buy at various stores for days now, including GameStop and Best Buy. Another thing the Series X is helping the Series X is the Game Pass. Between Forza Horizon 5, Halo Infinite, and a large library of older and newer games, the service provokes folks with a lot of stuff to play at a low cost. The Series S is all digital too, so Game Pass is a perfect fit for that. Finally, the lower price point is definitely helping sell the Xbox Series S consoles. I know a few people who normally wouldn't buy a console this soon after release or who never buy Xbox machines. However, many of them have Xbox Series S consoles. When I ask why, the answer boils down to, well, it was cheap and the Game Pass seems to look like a good way to play new games and indie things. Interesting enough, the last year, Xbox boss Phil Spencer told Kotaku that he expected this, saying, "I think over this generation, our expectation would be that price really matters and that you would see the Series S sell more." Does this shock any of you guys? It doesn't surprise me in the slightest.
Nope. It's just like Garrick said when we were talking about this in a prior episode. The one that people are going to go for is one that they can actually bring into their fucking house. It's that simple.
Yeah,
the Xbox Series S, like it was like fate had awoken for me. I tried to get a PS5 for my 11th attempt and fucking failed. And the next day, I'm at Walmart for my day job doing deliveries and stuff, and there you lo and behold, there's an Xbox Series S, 2 of them right in front of me. And I've only ever seen a PS5 once in person, and it's because it's my brother's. I had to. It's right there. I called Devin, was like, "Dog, if I do this, is this the right choice?" And Devin goes, "Yeah, fucking do it, dude." I'm like, "All right, let's do it for the content." So I fucking got it. And honestly, I'm very happy with the choice. It's an extravagant piece of hardware, and not a piece of me fucking regrets that decision. Because now I can just save up and buy a fucking PS5 when they're way more readily available in January. God, man. God, dude.
Yeah, I'm not surprised at this at all. It is hands down the most affordable and findable next gen console. Like, in comparison, guys, do you guys know that I saw a PlayStation 5 in stock today? Saw it with my own eyes on a base website, a PlayStation 5 in stock. And do you want to know why it was in stock?
Why?
Because it was in a $1,000 fucking bundle. That's why.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
What was in the bundle? Was it worth it?
No, dude, it was a controller and a headset. That's fucking it.
Yikes.
Yeah. It's absurd,
yeah, dude. Not worth.
But Devin is our resident Xbox guy. What are your thoughts on this, my dude?
I mean, I like we all said, I'm not surprised at all. Just due to the affordability and the readiness, how available they are. I mean, I've heard good things about it. 1080p, 120 hertz, that's pretty nice. Most PCs barely get that. You know, most PCs barely get 1080p 90 hertz when they're full chugging.
Full chugging.
Full chugging.
Full chugging.
we talk about full chug and we with these latest game releases, we've experienced some full chug on our PCs. Let me tell you.
Okay, and I know I'm very quickly not liking that phrase. Full chugging.
But I mean, if anybody can talk about it firsthand, I mean, Ernell, you have a Series S.
Yeah.
Yeah. You like it. Game Pass is probably one of the best things to happen for gamers ever.
100% the best fucking deal in gaming. Period. The amount of video gaming I can do because of my $15 of Game Pass Ultimate is absurd. Even on Thanksgiving Day, I was texting Devin, or I texted Devin. I was like, "So you were right. Fucking xCloud is tight." Because I finally tested out xCloud. There was a little bit of latency with my controller and stuff on like my iPad and my phone and stuff, but I'm not really going to be playing FPSs on my fucking phone. So it's like I play those on my console. But I did play Spiritfarer for a little bit, and it ran beautifully. Like xCloud, Xbox Game Pass Ultimate is a wonderful fucking deal. If you are needing next gen entryway and you can't get a PS5 or an Xbox Series X, that Xbox Series S is the fucking choice. I'm telling y'all.
100%. And I will say this too. I tried xCloud on console recently. Granted, I am hardwired, but I was curious to see how it would run without downloading a game. I decided to test it with Avengers because I uninstalled that game for a lot of reasons.
Yeah. That's fair.
But I fired it up, went straight to the Black Panther DLC, and I couldn't even, honestly, like on console with xCloud, I've had a lot of experience using xCloud on my phone. On console, I couldn't even tell I was streaming, like at all. Like, granted, I am hardwired, but I didn't have to download a game, and I got to play the full game.
Yeah,
with my saved content.
I've heard
and
it's
everything.
so buttery smooth. I've heard people can actually use like legitimate like LTE mobile mobile networks on their phone, and it still streams without like reducing image quality on your phone.
Yep, it's true. Nuts. Yeah. When they first came out with it on iOS, the big test for me, it was right when we were playing Sea of Thieves a lot. I just hopped into Sea of Thieves real quick. I have the video, but I popped in and I was on some guy's random ship, and he was like trying to talk to me. I didn't have any headset or anything hooked up, and he just kept saying, "Hey, over there, I need your help over there." There happens to be a whole nother crew, like 3 dudes, just launching cannons at his ship. The second I load in, we hop off, we take out all 3 people, and I did this on a controller with my little fucking phone, and it just ran buttery smooth.
So nuts.
Yeah, dude, it's wild, man. Like again, though, just to tie it off and with a bow, is like it's not surprising. People were gonna pick this. Like it's got the cheapest entryway into next gen. Like that alone would have given reason for this to sell more than the others. But like just that on top of the fact that you can't even really fucking get your hands on the other ones. It's not the least bit surprising. But I digress.
Yeah, and I will end this with. If you're looking for a good way to get into the new games that are coming out, like 2042, Halo Infinite, and so on, I highly recommend getting a Series S if you can't find the other consoles or if you don't have a PC to run any of this stuff. It's just a very good entry point. You still get high fidelity. It still plays like next gen. Don't let people bog you down over it, because there are a lot of people hating on the Series S because they're being snotty nose. Oh, it's not as good as my PS5 or Series X. That's not true. 1440p is more than enough. Trust me.
With 120 FPS potential, that's nuts. Yeah. That's so good.
And it still streams all of your Netflix and media content. It still streams it all in 4K, and you have Dolby Vision as well for all your sound quality and stuff too, which is amazing. But we're going to talk about actually having our hands on our consoles
Mm.
because we're going in
Mhm.
to hands on motherfucking deck. What's up?
Let's go. The hand is
Let's go,
there.
baby.
Yeah. So this
so
is
let's do one each because we are like
Yeah.
real behind. We gotta have time for our main headlining talk. So
yeah. I got one for you guys. I'm gonna start it off real quick, and I started My Hero Academia a week and a half ago. I am already on season 5.
yeah.
Holy
Hell yeah, boy.
shit, guys. This show is amazing. I'm watching it on Hulu. This show is amazing. When it starts off, you're like, okay, it's got good animation. Okay, it's got a good premise. You're like, oh man, these characters have some weird powers. Some of these character designs is really out there. Like some of the characters look like they're from different animes. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
god damn, don't you fall in love with Midoriya pretty fast. Like it
Dude,
is
all of the characters are
Yeah.
so lovable.
yeah, like
Not to me, lol.
oh my gosh.
Look at these fucking dweebs, you know what I'm saying? Fuck both of these guys. Sorry, that way. Fuck both these guys. A couple fucking nerds.
Man. This guy sucks.
Dude, it's like one of
Yeah,
my
it really
favorite
sucks.
animes of all time. It's
so good. And the animation is great. The special effects they use, especially like when they're using their powers, like when Midoriya like fires up his potential power and you really like see it. He's like, I'm gonna go blue-haired Super Saiyan. You know what I mean?
So, quick question, if I may.
Yes.
Is Midoriya your favorite character?
I don't
Who's your
know,
favorite? Do you
dude.
have a favorite?
It's I have like a few that I really, really like. I mean, you can't go.
Todoroki's my guy.
I was just gonna
Todoroki's
say
my
you
number one.
cannot go wrong with Todoroki. Todoroki is fucking cool.
He's my boy.
I mean, I love that Bakugo always calls him icy hot.
That's fair. That's fair.
It's
That's fair.
perfect. I like this show. It has a ton of humor in it. It has a ton of emotional parts in it. Actually, like at the end of season 4, like me and my partner Sierra were like straight up, like almost crying.
Dude,
Like,
there's some
really?
tearjerker
Really?
moments.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
Dude, there's some tearjerker
Yeah,
moments.
it hits you right in the feels. For a lot of reasons I can't say anything about because it'll be straight spoiler nation if that happens. But
Straight
This
spoiler
show is
nation.
one-
I like
Devin,
that.
Devin, am I right? Devin, am I right? Am I right?
yeah.
And then
Oh shit.
just tears.
Yep.
I gotta watch this fucking show.
or-
Even Esco in
or-
the chat says never seen the show. Is my ex's fave though.
So
or
good.
or I was wrong. Smashing time.
All right.
so
all
good.
right.
Now you
all
gotta
right.
watch it, dude.
It's all right. Just straight up watch it. I binged it that much in a week and a half because it was so good. I was watching like 8 to 10 episodes a day. It's got great animation. I've been watching it dubbed, and I'm debating watching season 5 because you know when you just like you get used to a voice in an anime,
Yeah.
and then you get to a part you're like, oh, it's only in its natural language. Do I want to watch it in that now, or do I want to watch what I'm used to the characters sounding like? And I've gone back and forth on stuff like this before. I made the mistake of not starting this subbed like I usually do with shows that are still going. So I just need people to tell me, is season 5 worth watching right away, or should I wait for the dub?
Season 5 is definitely worth watching right away. Honestly, like if you want to watch in the sub. So I don't do subs just because deaf person, I have to hear it and listen to it in the same language. But what I did for anyways is like because I like the dub so much, I got caught up on the dub and then I straight up read the manga, dude, to get ahead.
Yeah. I mean,
It was worth the read.
I stumbled across a couple articles that spoiled a couple things for me from the
Isn't
manga
that the worst,
already.
though? That's a
Yeah,
bummer.
dude, I'm so into this show. Like, I've been researching the characters. I've been like, if you want to ask who my
The
favorite
world
are,
building's tight.
it's amazing. The world building is amazing, and like the fanfare that these characters have for other characters is like legit like fangirl fanboy shit. But it's it's also so contained at the same time. You know what I mean? And you really get a sense of admiration from characters like Midoriya. You know, like how bad he wants to save people and stuff like that. It's really good, Ernell. You should definitely watch it. It's really, really fucking good. And the fights. I mean, we showed you that one clip that one night.
Yeah.
And that's from the first season. That's from the 1st season, dog.
I'll get into it. I'll get into it. There's so much content. There's just so much content.
It gets to a point when you're wait, Resident Evil?
Okay,
yeah,
sure.
There's a couple of moments. Yeah,
I'm not gonna ask any further questions.
but anyways, Garrick, tell me what you got going. Tell me what you've been playing or watching.
Since we've been speaking on the Marvel a whole lot this evening, I guess I'll just keep on to that trend. So recently on the PlayStation Black Friday sale, my cousin Storm got me a lovely Christmas gift in the form of Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy.
You mean your second wife, Storm, or?
Yeah, my second wife, Storm. Yeah.
Chase with the sub. Thank you, Chasey, baby. We love you, baby. You got a little clamshell. Chase.
I gotta say, guys, like really kind of pleasantly surprised on this one.
Okay.
I went in with some skewed expectations just because of Marvel's Avengers. So, and obviously I knew this was going to be a more linear experience, and it is. It is a very linear, narrative-driven experience.
Sure.
And I would say it is first and foremost an adventure game and an action game second. And I love that. So I find the band of misfits that just is the Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, I love their character, like how they interact with each other in the movies. And holy shit, they captured it so perfectly in this game. And like, don't stream this game. Like, it's literally, if you're not listening to this game with the licensed music on, you're not playing it right, like at all. It's like you gotta have like that license and original soundtrack they did for this.
Yeah.
And dude, it's so good. The voice acting, top notch. Dialogue, top notch. Soundtrack, top notch. Honestly, the only place it falls short for me is the combat, and that's because it's a little simple, because you can tell it's not the focus of the game.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So combat gets a little light and repetitive. It's very beat 'em up sort of. Like you know, point and shoot, and then you command the other guardians to kind of do like wombo combos and like mollywomp on people and shit. So it's like, but it's not super dynamic. It's a very like one layer combat. That's where it falls short, in my opinion. But dude, the accessibility on this game is nuts.
Mm-hmm.
I'm playing it on PlayStation 4, and it has more settings than I think most PC games do.
Oh,
that's
wow.
awesome.
And that's not even counting That's not even counting graphical settings. Like there's over a dozen different audio settings. You can customize your subtitles. You can completely adjust and EQ the in-game audio to fit like needs.
Okay.
They have basically any accessibility you can think under the sun to adjust gameplay to make it so literally anybody could play this game. Like,
that's amazing.
Much accessibility. Like, I literally I sat in the menus and just tinkered with like the menus for like a good 15-20 minutes when I first logged on, man. So much there. Like, you know, like, and it goes like above and beyond like the stereotypical, like, you know, colorblind mode, like having closed captions on. Like, it's really in depth, and they really allow you to tailor the gameplay to like how you would like to experience it, which is super awesome. Dude, if you like linear games, this felt very much to me like the way it kind of plays out. It feels kind of like the Force Unleashed games, honestly.
Ooh,
like
okay.
It's very linear, like, but it's got like each level's like its own map. The world environments are so beautiful, super crazy. Everything looks really alien, and just the character designs, the bosses and the characters you meet are also super interesting. They had absolutely no fucking business making Lady Hellbender that fucking thick though. Like, dude, I'm gonna horny bonk myself on that one, guys, a few times. Because
That's
I
like
paused
Loba
that.
for me,
I
man.
paused the cutscene. I was just like, damn, bruh. Like, that was not fair. You can't be springing that on people with no warning.
You're like, damn,
Like-
here we go again as you unzip your pants.
Yeah, here we go again, dude. It was narnar. But like, I digress. It's great
Xander has
linear
a thick
game
emote.
experience.
Xander found a thick emote.
Thick.
I hate it. I hate it. I also
dude.
love it. It's perfect.
With
We
3
like-
fucking C's.
Mhm,
But
mhm.
honestly, like, it is probably the best narrative experience I've had gaming likewise in 2021. Like, the dialogue and the characters are so fun. The game makes fun of you for exploring. Like, literally, if you go off like the little thing to go find like the collectibles, the characters call you the fuck out. They're like, "You lost?"
That's amazing.
Like, it kind of breaks the fourth wall a little bit. I love it.
I know Ernell and I have been sitting here like just kind of waiting for an opportunity to get this game personally because we both have a lot of shit going on in IRL. But I'm really glad to hear that because it pretty much reinforces everything else I've heard about the game is how dialogue heavy it is, how story heavy it is. And I've heard that the world building and like the scenery is amazing too.
It's gotten a lot of love, a lot of just genuine love.
Every time I've met a character, I've actually taken the time to pause it afterwards and go read like their bio card because it shows really. So like there's like customizations in like the form of like outfits and stuff, and anything that's like not original, like whether it be like an outfit or a character, it actually tells you they're like, oh, this outfit first debuted in this issue of Guardians of the Galaxy on this date by this artist and this issue, and they do that for the characters that they introduce you to too. They're like, oh, this character was first seen in this Marvel comic on this date in this, and so it makes it's really interesting to be able to go back and like listen to the dialogue and then like immediately dive into like the character's background and learn like where they came from to be into this game.
Well, you sold Xander. He just bought it and is installing it right now. Bravo, Garrick. Bravo.
Dude, honestly, Xander, you have to tell me. I want like a play-by-play on this one, to be honest, because like the story's so good so far. I'm on chapter 5, I think, out of 15.
Oh man, I'm getting this game. I'm getting this game like tomorrow.
Yeah, like honestly,
Payday's tomorrow, fam. Let's go.
Like if you were at all hesitant because it had Square Enix attached to it, and because you had sort of a soured like narrative experience with Marvel's like Avengers, dude, I'm telling you right now, completely different experience. They set the tone to match Guardians of the Galaxy comic book and movies toe for toe, literally from the get-go. Like it is Guardians of the Galaxy to its core.
And it has a really good cast. Like isn't Troy Baker playing Star-Lord too?
I believe so.
The VAs are really good.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked. The game looks gorgeous. I've heard nothing but good things. I think most outlets have given it an 8 out of 10 for the most part.
Yeah. Got a Metacritic right around there.
Got anything else for that?
No, honestly, just get yourself that game. Like if you like Marvel video games, don't sleep on this one because it's linear and not open world like Spider-Man. It works with what it has and it does it beautifully.
That's so good to hear. I'm stoked. I'm gonna buy this game and try and catch up with you so we can finish it together. Ernell.
Oh yeah.
Sounding baby. So
what you got?
I've got another indie darling for you guys. So this game that I played the other night is a game called Before Your Eyes.
I've heard of this.
Yeah.
Ooh, I heard about this one.
This game is one of the first off, I cried. And I want to start that off because this game has some of the just most heart-wrenching, beautiful fucking narrative I've played this year, honestly. So the concept of this game is that you are waking up it's first person all the way through. You're waking up, you have no idea where you are, and you get pulled onto this boat with like this weird cartoon dog guy. And he is like, I gotta take you to the queen of this world because you are a spirit. So in order for me to get you back to the other side, I need to know your story. And You essentially go into
I like
telling the
these.
story of your life. The cool thing about this is that this game is only available on PC, and you can only play it if you have a webcam, because this game tracks your blinks. You control this
Excuse me?
game with your eyes by blinking. So
Yep.
the concept is that it's called before your eyes because it's short for you. If you blink before your eye, like your life will flash before your eyes by
Yep.
blinking. And so it's the concept is you're telling your story, and every time you blink, when there's like a timer on the screen, it moves to the next story beat of your life. And you are telling the story of the course of your life from birth all the way up to you being an adult, and so on and so forth. And then some wild shit happens. But I'm not even gonna fucking go there because I don't want to ruin that for any of you guys. But
No, I'm playing that.
this-
The
this-
second you brought up the webcam thing, I was
Yeah.
like, I'm in.
this game was legitimately a really cool experience. The blinking thing, I was 100% sold on. But they use the blinking in a way that gets you so immersed into what you're doing in the game that you start taking shit more personally because you feel like it's actually you. Like, this is the most like first person you can get without, like, short of VR, period. Like, this is as first person as it gets without having a whole like VR set. And I'm really excited to see what this game does for games going forward, because this shit was dope. This was a dope experience. Like I said, the story had me fucking bawling at the end of this game, because you have all this stuff that happens, and at the very end there's this big monologue, and it's just one of the most like heart-tugging fucking monologues at the end of this game. And it sets you up in a way where it's like you are having to sort of choose when to blink. You're hyper focusing on when to blink because you're not wanting to miss these story beats, because it comes.
I was gonna ask. I was like, can you blink and like accidentally miss some shit?
Yep.
Dude.
Yeah, it's like I had so many times like where I was like, oh shit, I'm stuck on this moment. Don't blink, don't blink, don't blink. So I'm over here like trying to squint my eyes a little bit as far as I can without it being considered a blink. And I'm half Asian, so it's like it was like immediate. I was like, fuck. But it has such a fucking cool story and a cool concept behind it. If you have a PC and you have a web camera, I could not recommend this game enough. It is only about a hour to hour 15 gameplay experience. It was a very quick investment, a very quick turnaround time. It's going to fly by. Like, I would highly recommend like playing this game when you have a free hour and a half to kind of dive into it. I even think it has some replay value, because I went back through it again afterwards to try to see if there was like any major story beats that I missed. And there was some dialogue stuff that I missed in there. But yeah, the game is controlled with your mouse and your blinking eyes, and that is it. It is so cool. It is so fucking cool.
crazy.
A sweet experience. This game actually is did get nominated for a few awards on the Game Awards, and so I was like, I have to play this. If it's that quick of an experience, I have to fucking play this game.
Yeah.
I do not recommend playing it with someone in the room with you, because you will get in your fucking feelies. You will 100% get in your feelies.
Headset experience, I imagine.
Headset
because it's
experience,
so
absolutely.
immersive.
It does have some 3D audio, some like spatial audio stuff in it, where, because a lot of it in the portion you're with your parents, right? Because you're a baby, you're a kid, and a lot of this. Your parents will be sitting on two different sides of the screen around you as you're sort of going through these dream sequences or like flashback sequences. And the audio is portioned like spatial audio based on like where your head is turning, where you're pointing the mouse at. It's cool. It's a really, really fucking cool experience.
I'm gonna check that out like tonight. Like I'm gonna play that tonight.
Hey, if you got a free like couple hours, dog, highly recommend. Like, this is one of my favorite gameplay experiences of the year. Period. Like, this game was
That
so
sounds
much fun,
legit.
dude. It's so fucking cool. With that said, though, that's all I got. I just quick update from my Saturday hands-on. I finished Hellbound on Netflix. If you guys are needing a good like fun like horror Korean horror story, it's pretty good. It's worth watching. It's only one season, 6 episodes. It's a quick burn, but it's a lot of fun.
I will say I found out about that game Before Your Eyes earlier, like way earlier this year, like probably like February.
Yeah.
From the DLC podcast. with Jeff Kanata and Christian Spicer.
Yeah, I actually want to make sure I give credit to this because I heard about this game from one Janet Garcia from Kind of Funny.
Oh hell yeah!
And saw her recommendations for it and was like, fuck, I gotta play this game. And then finally the other day I saw Blessing Adeoye Jr. from also One Kind of Funny, and he was talking about it. And then I saw one from our friend Kyle from the PlayStation Trophy Room podcast. And he was a mess about this game, and he was like, "This game is like, you have to play this game." I was like, "Bet
I have to play it now."
Yeah,
you just like reinvigorated, because I remember hearing about it. Because I mean, like you and I do, Ernell, we just listen to podcasts all day while we work. So I remember hearing about it, and like just the way that it was explained, especially from a perspective like you just had, but like from somebody who is married and has children and stuff like that, and then them talk about this experience and how emotional it gets, because from what I've heard, it has a lot of relative experiences to that. It's I from what I've heard, it's probably the most emotional video game to ever be made.
One of them for sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's just because you get through a halfway point of the story and you think it's one thing, and then it's not, and then it really starts like diving in head first into some like really just heavy shit, dude. Like really heavy shit. Like if you're ready to put on your feely heelies and just cruise down fucking emotions lane, do it. Like absolutely fucking do it. Because sometimes y'all know I need a good heart tugger sometimes. Tuggers and heart tuggers. Sometimes you just got to do it. You know, sometimes you just got to get a little sad. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Probably gonna buy it tonight.
I mean, it's $6. It's $6, guys. Like it's
why not?
Super fucking cheap on Steam. Like, absolutely, if you have a PC webcam, you got $6 to spend. Fucking do it. Absolutely. Anyways, though, Devin, what do we got next, my friend?
Well, we are now at the Gallows. Side note, Esco, I got this sweater at Tilly's.
Oh yeah, that's a Tilly's ass sweater for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. So we are talking about Good Kraken's Game of the Year. So please use the link, thegameawards.com//nominees.
Yes.
So,
and you guys can follow along with us here. I am actually going to put this up onto a browser view for you guys in case you don't want to lose our show. You guys can just go ahead and watch us on full screen. We're going to be going through some categories here for the 2021 nominees here. Garrick, I do need your assistance, so could you open up WordPad for me? Because I need you to take notes as we go. I want to make sure that we're staying on top of this stuff. So,
give me just 1 second.
So Chase in the chat says Devin's sweater is cool and all, but Garrick's pink shirt is fucking bitch. And honestly, I was gonna say this when we first saw the show. Garrick, you rock pink pretty good, baby. You rock pink.
Dude, pink's my fucking color, bro. I love me some pink.
You know, I discovered a color that looks amazing on me.
Dick
is sure. I guess dicks usually have pink on them.
Yeah.
But I can see it. Anyways, get off that maroon. Maroon is my favorite color.
Maroon is your color. I got to frame Garrick in a little bit better here. He's sticking out of the top. You know what I'm saying? There we go. That's better.
Yeah,
that's better, baby. Let's fucking go. All right, Garrick, give us
notes, y'all. I'm good to
You're
go.
ready. All right, sick, dude. All right, so the way that we're going to do this, guys, is we're going to skip over the first few categories here. So down in the bottom, we have best esports, event, coach, team, athlete, and game. That is not our field of expertise, so we're actually going to skip over those. We're not going to cover those. Yeah, that's not our stuff. We're out of the esports realm. Please, though, if you guys have your choices, comment in the chat. Let us know on Twitter. We'd love to hear from you guys. So what we are going to start off at is most anticipated game. So Garrett, go ahead and type that up. We'll do that. And all I need you to do is just type in what we choose. So each one of these, we're going to have a quick in-depth discussion and try to come to a mutual Good Kraken universal choice for each one of these categories. So first off, most anticipated game. We have Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, Zelda Breath of the Wild 2, they're calling it the sequel to Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and Starfield.
Dude, this
Now
is hard.
Now here's the deal. This
Dude, I don't think
today
it's that hard, actually.
today we are doing Good Kraken's picks, but next week we're going to be talking about which ones we think are going to win. And those are two very different things. So to start off here, this is for us. Devin, what is your vote?
Well, for me, it's the McChicken.
It is. You're gonna make chicken command in the chat.
I personally can only boil it down to two. Granted, this list is fucking fire because all of these games are going to do well. Like, we already know that, like, preemptively. Like, these are the hype of most hype. It's kind of ridiculous that this is even an award in the first place, to tell you the truth.
Sure.
But hype gets credit where it's due, right?
Sure.
So for me, I have two that I'm having a hard time picking between.
Okay.
And it's obviously Starfield because I'm a Bethesda fanboy, or God of War Ragnarok. It's really hard for me. Starfield because that is me, you know? But God of War Ragnarok is the sequel to one of the best games I ever played, you know?
Yeah. I mean, like,
but
because we're talking about us.
Yeah.
My personal choice is God of War Ragnarok. I feel
I already know that it's going to win going into this. I just had to put out there that if it was just me, it would be Starfield.
Yeah. Garrick, what's your pick here?
Dude, neither of those games actually. I was
You're
straight
picking
up
Elden
gonna
Ring,
say
aren't you?
Elden Ring, dude.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're totally picking Elden Ring. Okay.
Elden Ring.
Okay. So now we have
man.
to come to a general consensus here, right? So it's like of Starfield, Ragnarok, and Elden Ring, like which one can we agree on has a pretty mutual amount of hype between the three of us? Because like I'm pretty hype on Elden Ring, but of those three, like if those three games came out in the same day, which one would you buy?
So here's the problem.
Ragnarok.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem, though.
Okay.
None of us have a PS5.
I don't think that matters.
Dude,
I think,
counting all that.
Yeah,
just what do you want to see?
If you had the availability to get it, which one are you just most fucking hyped on? Like they say, look, God of War Ragnarok or Starfield, it's right in front of you. Pick right now. You can play it. Let's go.
Fuck. Here's the thing.
Right. Okay.
Here's the thing.
All right.
My over analytical brain will look at both games, right? 30 hours. 200 hours.
Okay.
My fucking dumbass brain will do that.
Yeah. Now here's a deal though.
And no. I have an answer.
Okay.
I have an answer.
All right.
If I'm going to pick, it's going to be Starfield. Day one Game Pass, baby. I don't have to buy it.
Yeah. Okay. I think me and Garrick here on the Ragnarok train. Yeah.
But
on the
see,
Ragnarok train.
Preemptively, I already knew that GK would pick Ragnarok. I already knew that.
Do you well, because I don't want to force you into a choice here. I more so want to say, like, do you have enough hype on it that you would be like, yeah, I feel like that's fair.
I do. It's kind of middle of the road when it comes out of this whole list because it's not something that I will be able to play unless Sony pulls their heads out of their asses and starts coming out with their games on PC as well. Because I think we're going to have even a hard time finding a PS5 this next year because the chip shortage is going to be going into 2023, possibly even 2024 at this point.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's like a lot of factors like that kind of weigh on me. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to just go buy a PS4 to play a lesser version of the game, even though I know that the first edition of the game ran great on PS4 and that's how I played it. You know, I don't. It's a lot of stuff like that comes down on it. It kind of hunkers down on my hypeness of something. When I know something like Starfield, I'll be able to play on 6 different platforms.
Right.
Day one.
Right.
No problem. And that's more hype to me. And like, I mean, fuck, I'm replaying Skyrim right now. I'm a Bethesda fanboy, dude.
Yeah.
I am that guy that replays Skyrim every time they revamp it. Sure, I am that person.
Sure.
And I'm proud of that.
Do you rebuke the choice of Ragnarok? Let's start there.
I'm gonna say Starfield. Starfield's my choice.
Okay, now do you rebuke the choice of Good Kraken's game being Ragnarok?
No, but my
Okay.
choice is Starfield.
Sure,
Okay.
that's fair. I'm just trying to make sure that we're meeting
We'll
in the middle
accept
here.
that
Yeah,
consensus.
yeah.
But I will say, Elden Ring is really promising. It is a multi-platform game. It is multiplayer as well, and it is. Did they say it was crossplay? I'm pretty sure they said it was crossplay.
I don't remember off the top of my head. I'd have to look it up. But I mean, Elden Ring, it's a Souls game, so I know that like there's logistics. But Chase in the chat says, "What Starfield?" We can't get too deep into it, but it is a game that is going to be sort of imagine Fallout but in space.
Yeah,
Kind of.
Actually, the way that Todd Howard said it, it's Skyrim in space.
Skyrim in space. There you go.
Because-
Skyrim, Fallout, and space. There you go. That's all you need to know.
But
There
it's
you go.
a more grounded exploratory. Like they said that the way that you explore space is going to be more on a quote unquote realistic front. So you have zero faith.
Well, we gotta keep it pushing.
Yeah. We'll
Garrick.
talk about this later. I'll yell at you.
The most anticipated is God of War, right? We're
Yes,
calling it God of
we're
War.
gonna do God of War Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Now I have absolutely no problems with Starfield being second because that definitely is my second most anticipated for sure.
Dude,
because I'm very excited to see it.
Gonna be so
I know it's good. Chef's kiss.
I can't wait.
Next is best debut indie. Now, big ads here. We have a lot of these games that are nominated that we have not personally played individually. I do want to make sure that we put note here that we are going to be conscious of what the Metacritic and overall popular opinion has been on these games and things that we've heard from other people if we have not heard that or played that game ourselves. So best debut indie, we have The Artful Escape, The Forgotten City, Kena Bridge of Spirits, Sable, and Valheim. Garrick, what is your pick here?
Dude, this is super tough. I am very torn between Kena, Bridge of Spirits, and Valheim.
Okay, Devin, what are your votes? Or votes?
I have one vote because I've actually played 3 of these. I've done the Forgotten City, but it originally was a Skyrim mod. I played the Skyrim mod version of it before it went standalone. I've played Sable and I played The Artful Escape. I am going to go with The Artful Escape.
That's
because
gonna
that
be
game
my votes as well.
Fucking wholesome. It's emotional. It's
beautiful.
It's great.
It's a beautiful ass game.
It speaks to me as a musician too, and somebody who loves guitar.
Right. It is a very good game. Now, I'm assuming, Garrick, you haven't played Artful Escape, right?
No, I'm not from so I've played Kena, Sable, and Valheim. I have not played the Forgotten City or the Artful Escape.
Okay.
Artful Escape is on Game Pass. I fucking recommend it. It's a short game too. It's like 6 hours.
6-7 hours. It took me about 7 hours. Yeah. It's beautiful. It's really cool. It was designed by an ex-musician. So all of it of that game is just well made for anyone that has a personal experience with being a musician in their life. Very, very good. Now, we obviously have a situation where Garrick has not played this game at all. Garrick, have you heard about this game at all?
No, but honestly, like just with the 2-to-1 consensus, like on you guys, I'm not going to refute that.
Okay.
And especially if it's very a music-based game, I'd probably enjoy it too if I got my hands on it. I bet.
Okay, sure. Do you guys kind of want to do a majority vote kind of thing to keep it easy so that we don't have to dive too deep?
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, there's 3 of us. That's perfect, honestly.
That's fair. All right, let's keep it pushing then. Next, content creator of the year. Now, here's the deal. I personally kind of want to skip this one because I only know anything about Fuzzly.
I don't know anything about.
I'm kind of the same way, dude.
Yeah. Okay, we'll go ahead and skip this one because we have no skin in this game. So we'll go ahead and skip this one as well. Next up, then we actually have best multiplayer. Now let's try to pop through these very, very quickly because we've only gotten 3 categories. We're already like fucking 10 minutes.
Yeah.
In. So best multiplayer: Back 4 Blood, Knockout City, It Takes Two, Monster Hunter Rise, New World, and Valheim. I'm gonna give my vote first and say It Takes Two.
I'm gonna go with Knockout City.
Okay.
It Takes Two.
Yeah.
It Takes Two.
It Takes Two has just gotten so much fucking love. Like when it came out, I legitimately heard people say this is the best multiplayer game they've
That
ever played. Like,
ever played, dude. That it's a fucking religious experience. I won't even like sugar. It's whew, one of
Yeah.
the best games I've ever played ever.
Yeah,
Like
okay.
ever.
Okay. Now, I do also want to say that Knockout City deserves some love because Devin knows we played the shit out of this game.
I love that game.
It was a real cool fucking multiplayer game, dude. It was a real fucking good multiplayer game.
I have it like Knockout City got me super sweaty into multiplayers again.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, fucking
They got me super sweaty.
You were
in the multiplayer.
disgusting to play Knockout City with some nights.
It was pretty bad, dude.
Oh, dog is just out here just.
Which, by the way, we should play that game again.
We should play that.
sometime.
We should play that fucking game.
Oh,
again.
yeah.
It'll be a fucking good time. It is gonna be a good time. All right.
Yeah.
So our winner is going to be It Takes Two on that one. Majority vote there. Next up, we got Best Sports and Racing Game, and this is going to be Formula 1 2021, FIFA 22, Forza Horizon 5, Hot Wheels Unleashed, and Riders Republic. This has to go to Forza, right?
Oh, absolutely. Like,
This has to go.
As
to
much
Forza.
as I want to say Riders because I played it and I love it, Forza just seems the only real choice.
Have you
here.
played it yet,
right,
Garrick?
Right.
I have not. My PC doesn't really like to keep up with the fidelity. It makes it run a little warm.
It's
Yeah.
just the accolades it's been getting, dude. Like, period. That's
Oh, yeah.
I haven't
I've
even touched it
seen-
myself.
Dude, Ernell, download it.
I've seen the
try it.
photo mode, and no joke, the photo mode alone like makes it worth
Mhm.
something because that
Mhm.
shit's real life. I'm
You
sorry,
know,
it's just real life.
I will give Sony a lot of credit for like pushing photo modes into games.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And because, ingenuity breeds competition on either side.
Yep.
Look what fucking Playground Games did with that shit. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
not only is it just a really fun, stress-free racing game. Like, I was just having this conversation with Xander the other day about this because it is a zero stress game. Like, that's what's so appealing about the game. It eliminates all stress, especially when we play like Halo and other shit like that. But they took real world images and put it into the game and did 12K camera mapping, satellite mapping of all the environments and put it into the game. It's
Absolutely
fucking amazing.
Dog, it's wild. So Lock and Load voted for B4B for the multiplayer one for our last choice. B4B is a really solid game. I just don't know.
It's a good one.
I can't say it stands against It Takes Two or Knockout City. I'd maybe personally take B4B over Knockout, maybe, but with enough convincing.
B4B is really fun.
The B4B formula has just been done before.
Yeah.
It Takes Two excels because it takes like the classic. It literally, that game feels like sitting on the couch with your siblings on Saturday morning at 9 a.m.
It does. It's
playing
rad,
some
dude.
like that's what that game feels like, and that's why it wins. Like it captures that co-op essence perfectly.
Speaking of Saturday morning, we should do that.
Next up, we got Best Sim and Strategy Game. So our nominees here are Age of Empires 4, Evil Genius 2 World Domination, Humankind, Inscription, and Microsoft Flight Simulator.
I'm going Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Flight Sim for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Flight Simulator as well.
Yeah, that game got a lot of fucking love when it came out, dude.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Same thing as Forza. It's just like Microsoft's technology and using that satellite imagery to make a video game
Incredible.
is like they're next to nobody in those regards. They are definitely leading the charge in that.
I'm just now seeing Xander in the chat. Fun fact, my PC just crashed and I was just about to export my edit from tonight. Oh, Xander, baby.
I know.
Xander's been going through the struggle bus, dog.
Did you order that new CPU?
Yeah, let us know, Xander. Let us know. Next up, we have Best Family Game. So we have It Takes Two, Mario Party Superstars, New Pokemon Snap, Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, and WarioWare Get It Together.
I'm going to go with Mario Party Superstars because Mario Party games have historically always been great like experiences for families and friends because you can get like 8 people together.
Yeah.
When it comes to like Pokemon Snap is a single player experience, same with Super Mario 3D World. WarioWare is kind of similar to Mario Party, and It Takes Two is a duos experience. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know if I can give It Takes Two as a family game because I've seen and heard that there's some very not family stuff in it. Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I
Okay.
actually thought it was kind of funny that it was in this category. So I have been playing this game through with one of my very best friends, Gio, and like also the game does better if you play it with somebody close, like for real. Like I mean that.
Yeah,
Play it with
okay.
somebody close.
Me and Devin,
Um,
let's go, baby.
but-
Yeah.
And it's not family friendly, dude. I was gonna say
Yeah,
Pokemon
yeah.
Snap.
Yeah, I would love to be able to say Pokemon Snap, but it just did not get the reviews that it needed to be a legitimately good game. So my vote here is going to go to Mario Party Superstars as well. I watched
Fair
a
enough.
lot of gameplay, a lot of Let's Play videos, a lot of just like party night videos of Mario Party Superstars, and all of them looked lit. I'm here for it.
You guys will have to play it with me someday. You got access to a Switch, right, Garrick?
Yeah, I have a Switch.
Yeah, we should all get Mario Party and play it together. We should.
I'm down.
I'll find
Always
a way.
down.
I'll find
Ernell,
a
you
way.
can just
I'll
you
find
can
a
just come over. Ernell, you can just come over.
Couch co-op it.
All right,
Yeah.
bet. All right.
Yeah.
Next up, best fighting game. We've got Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, the Hinokama Chronicles, Hinokami Chronicles, Guilty Gear Strive, Melty Blood, Type Lumina. I've never even heard of that game. Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl, and Virtual Fighter 5 Ultimate Showdown. So my vote here is going to go for Guilty Gear Strive because I saw a lot of people talk about how cool of a fighting game this was.
I haven't played a single one of these, but I really like the Demon Slayer show, so I'm gonna go with Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, the Hinokami Chronicles.
Garrick, what would your vote for here be?
I'm actually gonna go with Demon Slayer as well, just because it's it actually was really well reviewed, despite being like a Bandai Namco fighting game, which they're Bandai Namco's like hit or
Historically
miss.
flops. Yeah.
Yeah, and so they did a really good job capturing like the art style and like the scenes from the anime in this game, and I think fans were overall happier with this than they have been in other releases.
Okay.
It's just tough because Guilty Gear got a lot of people really wanted to see that game succeed. Dude, the roster's like incomplete as fuck. It's got like 10 fighters.
Yeah, no.
And so, like,
it's true.
And then like everybody was pretty hype about like the Nickelodeon All-Stars Brawl, but it just I haven't seen no
Big
coverage
flop.
on it since
Big
its release.
flop, dude. It's bad.
Yeah.
It's
So,
bad. All right, Demon
I'm
Slayer.
gonna go
it
with
is.
Demon Slayer.
Yep. Yeah, and Demon Slayer does have 7 out of 10s across the board. It's
Yeah.
got a 70% on Metacritic as well.
Demon Slayer it is. Next up, best role playing. We have Cyberpunk 2077. Ballsy. Okay. Monster Hunter Rise, Scarlet Nexus, Shin Megami Tensei 5, and Tales of Arise.
So, I've only played one of these, and that's Cyberpunk.
Okay.
It's fair. So is Cyberpunk your vote then?
It's hard.
Just on experience alone?
I've heard great things about Scarlet Nexus, and I've been meaning to jump into that game.
I'm going to put my vote for Shin Megami Tensei 5 because this game has been getting nothing but love, especially as a Shin Megami Tensei game. I've seen so many good feelings about it. I've seen a lot of diehard Shin Megami Tensei fans just shit on this game because they're toxic as fuck. But Shin Megami Tensei is always a really good choice, being one of the very historically fucking first most beloved fucking games that are like it. That gets my vote for this one.
Yeah. Dude, it's hard for me to say, honestly.
I there's
not voting for Cyberpunk. I can't on principle.
I can't
period.
Even if it is on the list, like I don't feel like they've earned anything.
I think I like this feels like cut them some slack sort of like
you know
thing. Like
you know what I think is gonna win, and I'm just going to go off of personal
No,
experience with the franchise.
Next week.
No, because of my personal experience with the
So-
franchise, because I've only played one game out of this, and I have a feeling that Garrick is going to say the same thing about what game is going to win. I'm going to go with Monster Hunter Rise.
That is also going to be my vote as Monster Hunter Rise.
All right. That's our choice,
Dude,
then.
Monster Hunter Rise it's that one's actually a little controversial for fans of the franchise, just because it's not as pretty and clean looking as Monster Hunter World, because, well, one's a Switch title and the other one's a PlayStation, like Xbox PC title. And but dude, I put like 100 hours into that game in the first month, like no second thoughts.
Yeah.
All right.
Like-
All right. Cool. Monster Hunter Rise it is. Next up, we have Best Action Adventure. This is going to be Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, Metroid Dread, Psychonauts 2, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, and Resident Evil Village.
RE8, baby.
RE8, baby. Let's fucking go. What you got, Garrick? What's your pick?
So I'm gonna say Guardians because that's the one I've got the most experience with, but I haven't had a chance to get into RE8 yet, but I've heard nothing but good things. So
It's fantastic.
I'll concede that.
Let me. Your wife's into horror, right?
Yeah, super big into
Yeah.
horror. Me too.
You should get this game and play it with her, like have her like, because
Yeah.
it is
Her and I
it is
played
extremely
the Until
cinematic.
Dawn game. Yeah, we played Until Dawn together.
Yeah, I recommend it. I recommend it. Definitely worth it. I did that
Alright.
with my partner Sierra. Her and I played the game together. I only played it when she was there, and it was worth it.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
All right, RE8
Cool. So
it
best
is.
action adventure RE8.
Yes, sir. Best action game is up next. Back for Blood, Chivalry 2, Deathloop, Far Cry 6, and Returnal. I have to give this to Deathloop. Yeah,
Deathloop.
like
It's so fun.
now there's gonna be reasons for this, but I think Deathloop definitely earns this one. At the very, very least, Deathloop earns this one. I mean, it's I watched so much gameplay of it because I wasn't able to play it, and like this game deserves some love. This game is fucking beautiful, dude. Like
It's so good.
yeah,
It is so good. I didn't beat it. I got pretty far because I couldn't stream it because the game is demanding. And I have it on PC, but it is so good, guys. The world building is excellent. The character interaction, especially between the main character and Julia, is fucking like this real. I streamed it to Ernell, just the opening of the game.
Yeah.
In Discord, and just the banter between the characters is amazing.
Excellent.
And with it being a roguelite style game, you think that you have to be careful and watch all your corners and this and that, which you kind of do, but the game really rewards you for just going in guns blazing and fucking everybody up.
It plays sort of like a roguelike BioShock. Which is cool. Like, I'm here for it, dude. I'm so here for it.
What do you expect from the studio that did Dishonored?
Yep.
Yeah,
exactly.
fair enough,
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we're gonna skip over best VR AR because none of us have any experience with VR on a elongated level, I'm sure. So next is innovation and accessibility. We have Far Cry 6, Forza Horizon 5, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, and The Veil Shadow of the Crown. Simply just based off what Garrick said, I'm giving this to Guardians.
I'm going to go with Forza Horizon 5 because the very first thing when you open up the game is an accessibility menu. You don't even have to look for it. It's the very, very first thing as soon as you start the game. And it has everything from text to speech. It has the functions for the Microsoft Adaptive Controller for accessibility and everything. And it's the very, very first thing you see is that. It doesn't even go to a cinematic or a title screen or anything. It just puts you right there. Colorblind mode, all that stuff. So I'm going to go with Forza Horizon 5 for that reason alone.
Okay. Garrick, what's your vote here?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Guardians on that one. I'm going to double down on Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, like, it goes to say, like, the the other 3 games, I'd never even fucking heard of the Veil. I'm shocked that this game is in this. I gotta check this out if it's getting a fucking nomination here. But Ratchet and Clank and Far Cry 6, I heard very little on their accessibility. And Steve,
I didn't hear anything.
Steve, the blind gamer, is a dude that I like connect with all the time about accessibility stuff. And and he talked a lot about Guardians of the Galaxy, and he talked a lot about Forza. And that always deserves to get some love. I will give it to Guardians just because I feel like Forza has had far less talk about accessibility that I've seen. So yeah, I'll give it to Guardians.
Okay.
And then next up here, we have Best Community Support. This is wild.
Dude, I feel like this is so easy for me.
Apex Legends, Destiny 2, Final Fantasy 14 Online, Fortnite, and No Man's Sky. We want to say that at the same time?
You guys are gonna fucking say Destiny, huh?
No. 3, 2,
Final Fantasy 14.
1. Final Fantasy 14.
Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah. That's it, dude. This game's gotten so much love this year, dude. It's absurd. Yeah.
I know we moved on from it already, but I do want to note that Forza Horizon 5 has accessibility where they have on-screen interpretation of ASL as well.
They do. They definitely do, and that does
rad.
give them some credit. That gives them a lot of fucking credit. I have heard though that Guardians just has slightly more universal options as far as like audio and sight options, and that was kind of more so what I was leaning.
They have
into.
They have gameplay, like actual mechanic tailoring that you can do.
Yeah. But Final Fantasy 14 Online, we can all sort of agree like this game deserves it.
Absolutely,
As a
100%.
player
Best community Final Fantasy.
who wishes
I don't even play that game.
Yeah, I wish I had more time to play that game because that is a game that all 3 of us could play together and actually love. And I've sunk about 40 hours into that game and I still haven't beaten the main line. Well, I actually had to turn off my subscription for right now.
Yeah, our very own Wreck-It Raven, they have been playing the fuck out of this game.
Yeah.
And like our homeboy Michael Hyam, he plays the fuck out of this game. Like I've just been over the course of this year, have been seeing such a massive increase in love for this damn game. There's no way this wasn't it. It's not going to win it for us. Like absolutely, this game fucking deserves that. Fuck Fortnite. Anyway,
and I've played pretty
Fortnite.
much every game on that list too, and I'm gonna say Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hell yeah.
Next up, best mobile game. Okay, well we might have to talk a little bit. Fantasian, Genshin Impact, League of Legends, Wild Rift, Marvel Future Revolution, and Pokemon Unite.
I'm gonna go with Genshin because it plays the best out of all those in my opinion.
I'm gonna go with
the most
Genshin as
fluid.
well. Yeah.
Yeah, Genshin's also going to be my vote. I feel like Pokemon Unite's a close second because it got really popular really fast, but Genshin's just that game has just been plucking along since release.
Trucking like a train, dude. Also,
Yep.
Pokemon Unite kind of like really died down in its player base, like because it's such a specific type of game. I feel like Genshin
Too
Impact
niche.
has more of just a little bit too niche. I feel like Genshin Impact just has a higher amount of like returning players that genuinely love the game.
Yeah. And Pokemon Unite MOBAs just not my cup of tea personally.
Sure, yeah, that's fair. And I know that there is a fan base for it, but I feel like Genshin Impact just has a much wider fan base. So it's gonna be wild. It's gonna be wild. Halo, this is a long podcast for us. We are dishing in. I think we'll probably skip our post show for today so we can burn through this and get through our last few categories here. So next up, best indie. We got 12 Minutes, Death's Door, Inscription, Kena Bridge of Spirits, and Loop Hero. Death's Door is my vote.
Death's Door.
Yeah, Death's Door straight up. That game, I never beat it.
That game's
I got
fucking good, dude.
It's like another game I got halfway through that I just had to put down because of all these other things. And
Dude, I 100%ed it.
Dude,
I know you did, and I fucking I want to play.
Lifed that game.
Now
I need to finish it. God damn it, I need to finish it.
It's not to say that Kena doesn't deserve some love here either, but I honestly like as far as best indie, I feel like Death's Door deserves this, while Kina deserves some more in a different direction. I feel like this is the award that Death's Door needs to win this year.
Yeah,
Death's Door is
absolutely.
more of a true indie than
Yeah.
Than
Kina, in my
yeah,
opinion.
yeah,
Kina's
absolutely.
closer to a double A, almost a triple A, but like
Right,
Death's Door is
right.
like a really small, it's digital devolver. So
Yeah, I feel like Kina belongs in a place of storytelling and art direction. I feel like
Absolutely, absolutely.
that's where it
Yeah.
belongs.
Yeah.
I do want to give credit to 12 minutes as well, because
I do have to give it some love. I have to give it to someone else though, because 12 minutes just has
Mhm.
so much about it that I can see being too divisive. And Death's Door was pretty just universally agreed upon to be a fucking good game.
just so
yeah.
smooth.
So fucking smooth, dude. Anyways, Death's Door is our choice. Next up,
Oh, yeah.
we have Best Ongoing with Apex Legends, Final Fantasy XIV, Fortnite, Genshin Impact, and Call of Duty Warzone.
I for me it boils down to two in this, and I want to say either Apex or FF14. And the only reason why I say that is because Apex keeps pulling me back in and keeps my oh my goodness, Esco!
Esco gifted the sub to our boy Ryan. We love you, Esco. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Devin, I would have to agree with you. I would be torn on Final Fantasy 14 Online and Apex. I feel like Apex just keeps throwing the punches, dude.
Mhm.
They keep throwing the punches, man. It's tight.
Since we gave one to
I'm
FF,
gonna
I
give
almost
it
want to say
FF14. I want to say
Yeah.
FF14 again, even.
I would too. I feel like between these two categories though, this would be the one for Apex, and the better community would be for Final Fantasy 14. You know what I mean?
I would
Like,
agree with that 100%. I feel like Square listens to their community a lot more than the other developers did and publishers.
Yeah.
Where Apex is, dude, it's just my roommate plays it every day too, like every single day. Like
Esco. Esco says, I have to head off, gentlemen. My poor old Chromebook cannot take multiple tabs of you and LinkedIn and Indeed. We love you, Esco. Thank you so much. We appreciate your support every time.
You take it easy.
Apex is our choice. Majority win.
I'm gonna go with
say
Apex on
Apex,
this one.
All right, sounds good. Next up we have games for impact. So for a thought-provoking game with a pro-social meaning or message, this is Before Your Eyes. Good game, good game. Boyfriend Dungeon, Chicory, A Colorful Tale, Life is Strange, True Colors, and No Longer Home.
I feel like there's two that are very important on this list, and that would be Before Your Eyes and Life is Strange, True Colors.
Chicory has some stuff in there too that I played a bit of Chicory. That's very reminiscent to dialogue around depression. And so I do feel like Chicory has a place here. Boyfriend Dungeon had some shit in it that was actually very much got some heat in that game, because there was some talk about one of the characters being a fucking creep, and like it was a little bit traumatic for some players. So
right.
For me, oh man, I'm torn between Before Your Eyes and Life is Strange. I feel like Chicory does have a place here, but like the impact of Life is Strange, and having just played Before Your Eyes the other day, that game had me feeling some kind of fucking way, dude. But Life is Strange has really good dialogue talking about being aware of your emotions and being aware of other people's emotions and how that affects other people. And like, but Before Your Eyes talks a lot about like appreciating your life and the things that you have. Like there's a lot of really good dialogue between these two. What are your guys' vote?
I haven't played any of these personally, but I think just like through discussion and what I've heard about all these games, I'm gonna go with Before Your Eyes, because that seems like a much more emotional impact moment that just kind of makes you reflect on your own life, you know?
Okay.
So I'm gonna go with that.
All right, Garrick.
I am gonna give my vote to Life is Strange.
Fuck, you guys gonna make me the tiebreaker? Fuck. Oh, damn it.
You've played
Damn it.
both of these games. You've played both of these
I know,
games.
I did
Ernell.
play both these
You
games.
deserve
I
to be the
know.
tiebreaker.
I know. My vote's
Peace out,
gonna go
Esco.
for Before Your Eyes. It has
All
to be,
right.
dude. That game made me feel some kind of fucking way, dude, the other night. Oh my
Mhm.
god. It
Gonna
deserves
call
this
you
fucking
guys
love,
bawling at like 3 a.m. I'm finished. What do I do now?
dude. Fucking basically, dude. All right, next up we have Best Performance. Awarded to an individual for voiceover, acting, motion, and or performance capture. We have Erica Mori as Alex Chen from Life is Strange, True Colors. Giancarlo Esposito as Anton Castillo from Far Cry 6. Jason Kelly as Colt Vaughn from Deathloop. Maggie Robertson as Lady Dimitrescu from Resident Evil Village. And Ozioma Akaga as Juliana Blake from Deathloop.
I'm gonna go with Ozioma. Don't even have to think about it.
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
Juliana is wonderful.
Garrick?
I was gonna say Maggie Roberts. Mario 8.
Maggie Robertson? Okay.
Yeah, Robertson, excuse me.
That's hard because my vote would go for Giancarlo Esposito.
But I haven't played Far Cry 6,
Oh,
so
shit.
I have no
It
idea
is-
how his
It's
performance is.
Giancarlo, dog. It's
It's
Giancarlo
Giancarlo Esposito,
dog.
though.
Yeah,
Like,
but that's just a given. It's like you're gonna go for the popular vote, or you're gonna go for somebody new who actually did an amazing job.
I mean, Ozioma did do a fucking good job, though. Like, she did a fucking good job in Deathloop, dude. Like, just over all the videos I've seen and, like, how she how she handles voice acting was superb. Like, her character is so fucking well done in Deathloop, dude. Even more so than Colt, honestly. And, like,
That's why I'm going for Ozioma, because Colt is interesting, but Juliana is way more interesting.
yeah. Fuck, I'm sorry, Garrick. I gotta give it to Ozioma.
Okay,
Like,
all right.
she's
I'll-
so good. She's
I'll
so
concede
good,
it.
dude.
And-
She's so
and-
good.
I do want to say all of these folks did great jobs. I've only seen Giancarlo's performance just through some trailers and some first looks and stuff like that. I have not played Far Cry 6 yet. I usually play those games when they come out with their Game of the Year editions with all
Yeah.
the DLC.
Yeah.
That's when I play Far Cry. So,
Well, I'll be checking it out sometime soon. I promise you all that.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Best Audio Design with recognizing the best in in-game audio and sound design, starting with Deathloop, Forza Horizon 5, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, Resident Evil Village, and Returnal.
I'm going to go with Forza because everything about that game just is pure bliss to me and a serotonin boost. And if you like cars and you tune the cars, you hear the difference and all that stuff. And it varies from vehicle to vehicle as well. I felt like they did a good job capturing that. Not only just that though, but just the way that your car sounds on terrain as well, going from sand to dirt to jungles to water to streets, concrete, all that stuff. It's you can tell the difference between all of it. So I'm gonna go with Forza. And not only that, but the soundtrack is fucking fire.
So I am actually gonna put my vote towards RE8 on this one.
But you haven't
Oh.
played
In
it.
my experience,
You don't need
in
to.
my
You don't need to.
See, here's the thing though. Like in my experience, horror video games audio design have always been a cut above
Yeah.
because it's an immersive point for them. And Resident Evil has always kind of been that franchise that sets the bar. And Resident Evil 7's audio design was like insanely good.
Yeah, Biohazards was really good. I am going to say that Resident Evil Village, in comparison to Biohazard, was not that great because a lot of it was very
okay.
just sort of like just what you needed to be. There were a couple parts of the game that did have really good sound design, but overall, I have watched a lot of gameplay of Forza, and I do feel like that just the concept of like the games being able to be the cars, sorry, excuse me, being able to be fine-tuned and getting different results of how each car individually sounds, I think is alone enough to put itself above the rest. So that will be my vote.
All right.
Cool.
Best audio design, Forza 5,
Dude, yes,
Forza
sir.
Horizon 5.
When you guys
Oh,
play
yeah,
Forza,
right.
put those over ears on and just listen to the 3D audio. It is
I love me some good 3D
it is
audio.
so good, dude. It is so good. That's
All right.
all I gotta say.
We're burning time. Let's get through it, boys. We got 5 left. Best score in music for outstanding music inclusive of score, original song, and or licensed soundtrack. So first off, we got The Artful Escape, Cyberpunk 2077, Deathloop, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, and Near Replicant version 0.1.22474487139.
We already know who wins here.
Guardians.
We already know. Exactly.
Guardians.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
It's
hands
Guardians.
down, dude.
For sure.
It's fucking Guardians.
I've heard
I haven't even played it and I know it's
lots.
Guardians.
It channels it so hard.
Yeah.
The soundtrack's so good.
So
good.
Honestly, when I've seen people talk about Guardians, one of the first things I've heard them talk about is the facial expressions, like how all the art looks in the game, and 2, the score and music. And
Dude,
yeah,
when you're just chilling in the Milano and like Tainted Love by Soft Cells just fucking bopping in the background, you're just like, oh yeah, dog.
I mean, soundtracks. Like, you can't have Star-Lord without a soundtrack. You
Period.
can't.
Period.
You can't.
Period.
So like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
Guardians.
Yeah, that makes sense. Next up, best art direction for outstanding creative and or technical achievement in artistic design and animation. First up, we have The Artful Escape, Deathloop, Kena Bridge of Spirits, Psychonauts 2, and Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. I am
hard.
so fucking torn on this one because I feel like it is a split between Kena and Ratchet and Clank here.
Dude, you can't discredit Psychonauts or The Artful Escape. I mean, art is in the name of Escape.
It is. I think that Ratchet and Clank
heavily stylized though that's not going to be in for everybody pick by default.
Yeah,
well, that's why I stepped away from Deathloop, because I feel like Deathloop is very heavily stylized because it's the same developers as Dishonored, and it's got very similar artistic style. I feel like Kena and Ratchet and Clank, more specific, I might be leaning towards Ratchet and Clank here, because I feel like that game being a PS5 introduction to what next gen is supposed to look like looked extravagant. This fucking game looked so goddamn beautiful.
I am going to go with Psychonauts 2, and that's purely because Ratchet and Clank is a long-standing franchise that is just a polished version of the same art style that they've been doing for a long time.
I mean, they did things differently though. It's like you can see each individual fur. Their ears are moving with the wind. Like the lightning texture, even that you're seeing in that thumbnail, is like consistent across the board. The weapons look really fucking cool. Like there's so much in this game that looks
that's
good.
Not direction. That's fidelity.
Direction. That's a part of it. That's why it says.
But direction is like the art itself and like what it encompasses and like
for outstanding creative and or technical achievement.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Psychonauts 2. That's my pick.
Garrick.
I was gonna say Kena Bridge of Spirits.
Fuck, boys. We got a split here. We got a fucking 3-way split
here.
Here's my deal. Okay, Garrick, sell me on Kena, because I'm kind of on the Kena story, but sell me on it here.
So
what about this
the reason
deserves art?
I feel like this stands out for best art direction is it took a safe concept that borrows heavily on it's heavily inspired by like almost a Pixar art style.
Mm-hmm.
And they took that Pixar centric art and they molded it into this beautifully dark world. And so there's this contrast that like the world looks very organic. It's very woodsy, but it molded and almost captured and morphed like just Disney Pixar's, and they morphed it into this beautiful dark fantasy, like Asian culturally directed game. Like I felt like it was just so fresh. It felt very different than anything I played art style this year. Like it just felt different. It looked different. It was eye candy for me.
I'm watching a video of it right now, and it actually
Yeah.
is gorgeous.
That's why
Like,
it was
so
torn. That's why it was
beyond
torn on
gorgeous.
it.
It's like simply beautiful. Like it
Yeah.
didn't have to add a bunch of extra details and tons of bloom and make the world feel
How is
full.
this an indie
It's just like
game,
this
dude?
beautiful it's just this beautiful simple aesthetic, and like, but it's so grounded in that aesthetic that everything just feels right in that game.
It reminds me
Art-wise.
very much of like DreamWorks animation, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That like that line between DreamWorks and Pixar, between the two, it blends
Yeah.
those very well.
Before I make a final choice here,
Okay.
I do want to put it out there for Psychonauts, because like the whole point of that game is exploring people's minds and dealing
Yeah.
with mental health, and the different stages of people's minds is the different levels. Like one level will be really happy go lucky, and the next level will be really dark and depressing
Sure.
and stuff like that.
Sure.
And I thought they took a really good approach on that, to showing the state of someone's mind
Yeah.
inside those levels, and like where they're at, and changing the art for each stage. It is very different. It kind of like Paper Mario. When you get to different stages, the art's different, but this is more
Yeah.
on an emotional level. That's why I originally picked that, because it's extreme. It's an extremely vibrant game that deals with a ton of different color palettes and a ton of different settings.
Yeah.
Alright.
Well, based on what I know, I'm probably gonna have to go off Kina. Just knowing that was one of my two picks here, I'm gonna have to go on Kina.
Yeah,
Do you bow to Kina, Devin?
I do. It is very, although I have not played it, it is very deserving, just in the sense that it straight up just looks like a Pixar / DreamWorks animation
Yeah.
feature.
Mhm.
Okay, let's move on here. Next, we have Best
Never just-
Narrative for outstanding storytelling and narrative development in a game. Deathloop, It Takes Two, Life is Strange True Colors, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, and Psychonauts 2.
This is a really tough call on this one.
This is
It
a very
is.
hard one. This is a very hard one. Oh boy.
3 of these, all dealing with mental health.
Oh
Yes,
man.
yes, very much so. But also like one talking about relationships and relationship dynamics, one talking about not dying.
I'll be the first person to kind of cast my vote here, and I'm gonna give this one to It Takes Two.
I'm gonna give this one to Life is Strange because I think this is the award it deserves.
I haven't played either of those games, so it's hard for me to even pick.
Yeah.
Honestly,
There.
I've played Deathloop and I've played Psychonauts. I do want to vote for Psychonauts, but you guys aren't going to vote for it. I already know that. So
For this one, no. But I think that there's talk for Psychonauts. There's space for Psychonauts 2 in the last two categories.
okay.
Um,
So here's the thing. I have not played Life is Strange. I have not played It Takes Two.
He's just gonna good old fucking coin flip, bro.
You're gonna give it to
Yep,
fate,
we're doing
huh?
a coin flip.
All right.
All right.
Flip
Life is
it.
Strange gets heads.
Okay.
It Takes Two gets tails.
All right. Give it to us.
Fair enough.
It Takes Two.
Show us. Oh, you put it away.
Oh,
Damn it.
Yeah,
Damn
it
you
was
put
It Takes Two.
It Takes Two.
Was.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. It Takes Two it is, Garrick. Throw it down.
Takes Two.
I'll bow to that. I feel like It Takes Two has gotten enough love. It deserves it.
The relationship narrative is really deserving. There's some shit in that game that hits really home for me.
I would venture to say that It Takes Two has had more conversation around its narrative than Life is Strange had. So I could easily bow to that one. All right, last two, boys. We're there. We're already at 2 hours here, so let's fucking do it. So
Good job, guys.
So before we go into these last two, just to give you guys and people at home some information here, best game direction is typically what they give to Game of the Year second place. So keep that in mind. So best game direction usually goes to the game that they don't intend to win Game of the Year. Best game direction. awarded for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. We have Deathloop, It Takes Two, Returnal, Psychonauts 2, and Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. So first
I have a
off,
vote.
firstly, just real quick, I want to say that Ratchet and Clank is not the winner of this whatsoever.
Nope.
Yeah, definitely not.
Nope.
That game does not win this at all. The other four though, I would next up take off It Takes Two. I feel like best that this one would either go to Deathloop, Returnal, or Psychonauts 2.
For best game direction, I am going to cast a vote in on Deathloop.
Okay. Devin?
It's between Deathloop and Psychonauts for me. It really is.
Yeah.
Because Deathloop to me is a better Returnal.
Fighting words. All right,
Yep.
all right, for sure.
Hey,
For
hey,
sure.
for now, they're both PlayStation exclusive.
Sure.
You know,
Sure.
but
Sure.
but that's just my feelings on it. So,
Do you want me to cast my
With-
vote first?
with direction, especially for the emphasis on the story and the stylized look of it, I'm gonna go with Psychonauts.
Okay.
It hit me more on an emotional level than Deathloop did. Deathloop is cool, but Psychonauts connects with you more.
Sure. This is hard because Deathloop did something really fucking cool with its gameplay. It was extremely innovative, utilizing the time loop, like roguelike, in its sort of gameplay like style. Psychonauts 2 is a like very good sequel to a classic video game. I just it's God,
It's hard.
It's hard.
It's hard.
It is
because
hard.
because I feel like between the two, Deathloop does more new stuff, but Psychonauts like goes to some places. Psychonauts is very writing on its narrative. It's very, very writing on its narrative.
It's
But I
Tim
feel like
Schafer.
like Psychonauts 2 is very, very, very heavily writing on the fact that it has a good narrative. But Deathloop has just one, it had extremely good marketing, it had a beautiful setup for how its gameplay like cycle is. It's hard. It's a hard choice
Now,
here.
I don't want you guys to think me picking Psychonauts for this and not Deathloop is a diss on Deathloop, because I think Deathloop, especially for its gameplay and its ability and how fun it is and the voice acting, has another place that it could possibly win at.
Okay.
So for me, it's the McChicken, the original chicken sandwich. No, really, it's Psychonauts for that one. Just for me.
So as the tiebreaker here, I have to give this one to Psychonauts because I don't feel like Psychonauts is quite game of the year, but I do think it deserves this one. So we're gonna give this one officially to Psychonauts too. Boys, we've got one last category. It's been a long 2 hours. It's been wild. Xander said, "Wow, Devin, it unfollows."
Oh, it doesn't work for replies. I forgot about that.
I got you, Devin. I got you. Let's go. Lastly,
I had that
ladies,
for dinner last night.
ladies, thents and gents, we have Game of the Year. Recognizing a game that delivers the absolute best experience across all creative and technical fields. We have Deathloop, It Takes Two, Metroid Dread, Psychonauts 2, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, and Resident Evil Village.
I have two picks,
Okay.
and these are two games that I've played. I have two picks.
All right.
It's either, for me, it's either Deathloop or Resident Evil Village.
Okay. Garrick, what are your picks?
I literally, it's just one for me, honestly. I felt this was actually a really easy choice. It Takes Two, hands down.
Really? Okay.
Hands down, dude. That is
Okay.
just the most raw fun I've had playing a video game, I think, in like over a decade. Just pure bliss.
Okay. Okay. Um. So I have three picks here, and that's Deathloop, It Takes Two, and Psychonauts 2. I don't think Resident Evil Village was my personal favorite game of the year. I don't think it's good enough to stand up against the other three. Resident Evil Village was not without fault. It did have a couple things it could have done better. I personally feel Biohazard, if it had the same graphical fidelity that Resident Evil Village had, it would have been better. Biohazard would have would have won this for me.
Biohazard is a better Resident Evil.
It is a better Resident Evil game. Yes, it very much is. I feel like Resident Evil Village was riding on the hype of Lady Dimitrescu, and how they marketed that shot itself in the foot. So Deathloop, It Takes Two, and Psychonauts. I feel like Psychonauts winning the last category sort of gave my vote to that. I feel like Psychonauts is good in direction. So my thing here is Deathloop, and It Takes Two.
It's tough, man. There's been some good sleeper games this year. Like maybe not as big and as hype as like the year we got like Red Dead Redemption 2 and Days Gone and God of War. Like, but this has been a good, solid year. Like, I don't feel like any choice here is a bad choice.
I mean, gaming just keeps getting better and better. Let's be real. Like,
dude,
since I put as two, I think I'm gonna finalize my vote, especially off of what you said, Ernell, and I'm gonna go with Deathloop.
Gonna go with Deathloop. Okay, so we got Deathloop and we got It Takes Two. So I got to be the tiebreaker again.
Again. Goddamn.
Deathloop is just fun, man. It's got a compelling story. It's kind of got a noir style mystery that you're trying to figure out because you have amnesia. The gunplay is exceptional. The powers are really fun.
Well,
and the banter between the characters is also great, and it's also a great looking game too.
It is, and It Takes Two also looks great, and it's got wonderful character dialogue. It's very, very wholesome as fuck. It talks about a lot of really important shit. I do feel like both of these games are deserving of this. Absolutely. My thing is, I feel like, oh god, this is hard, man. This is hard, dude. This is fucking hard, man.
Go with your gut.
I think it has to be Deathloop. And here's why. It's both of these games are deserving. I think that Deathloop, It Takes Two is like a 3D platformer sort of thing for a lot of the game, and then a lot of the game it's not. I feel like Deathloop does more. It does more. Even though its narrative is not as deep as It Takes Two, and y'all know me, I love a good fucking narrative. You know what I'm saying? I love a good fucking story. I like getting in my fucking feelies. I feel like Deathloop just overall as a game took things into a direction. They marketed it well. They gave it extremely good voice actors. They gave us a death loop, a gameplay loop that people genuinely just fucking enjoyed. And I think they took something out of these two games that take something gameplay styles that have been done a million times over. I think between the two, Deathloop just barely did it better. So I have to give this to Deathloop.
It's such a fun game. It really is. It really is really fun.
That's it.
Good
I'm sorry,
Kraken's
Garrick.
official game of the year is Deathloop. Hey, honestly, I don't feel bad because you guys are gonna go play It Takes Two, and then you're gonna be like, "Fuck."
Ladies and gentlemen,
I know how good it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, Deathloop is the official Good Kraken game of the year. we're gonna skip our fucking post show because we
Yeah,
are so deep. Devin,
This bitch was long.
So
take us out of the show, my
long
guy.
show. I feel like the last couple times we actually had long shows with this, it was all Marvel in review. So moving on to highlight the rest of our week. Tomorrow, Ernell and myself and whoever else wants to join us, Xander maybe, we're going to be playing Battlefield 2042, and that's going to be at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and 10 p.m. Eastern. So be there or go play a game that isn't as buggy. Thursday, we are doing a live recording of the Shipwreck Show, and I believe that is only on our for Patreon, correct?
Yeah,
or are we doing
patrons?
it? Yep.
Yes, that
Yep.
the,
So
live,
please,
the live recordings. Yes,
please go over to patreon.com/.
No.
Good Kraken.
Xander was ready for us. God damn,
That
Xander,
was
we love you, baby.
Both
God
of
damn,
them.
he was
Damn, baby.
very
Damn, baby.
fast,
And,
Xander. Holy shit.
you know, subscribe, like, bells, red buttons, all that shit. Get on there. Friday, we are doing Splash Damage, and we are going to be continuing Halo Infinite. So be ready, guys, because guess what? Your boy's getting a new capture card this week, and you're going to see my gameplay. So
yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Yeah. I just want to say a little moment for myself. I went 29-0 the other day.
Okay, let's move on. Let's
it felt great. Plat 2, baby.
Watch
Plat 2.
I'll listen and watch Devin just suck his own dick. Sure, yeah.
Saturday, we are doing our standard show of the GK podcast, and we have a very valuable question that we are coming back to. Are theaters dying? Be there. That's going to be at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 3 p.m. Eastern. Be a part of the conversation. We would like to get the consensus from everybody and how everybody feels about that, because it's actually really important.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah. Please let us know what your game of the year is. Even if it's not on the list, please just message us, give us a shout, come to the next show,
comment
on YouTube.
Yep, do it.
Yep.
Do it.
Comment.
Yeah, let us know. And if you feel as inclined, also give us a list of what you think deserves to win for the Game Awards nominees. So this has been the Good Kraken podcast, your choice for all the nerdy video games, pop media news, reviews, and discussions that you wanted to hear live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. and Saturday at 12 p.m. right here at twitch.tv/Good Kraken Show. If you enjoyed the show, you can head on over to our patreon.com/Good Kraken Show, where you can submit questions and topics to the show, get exclusive post-show content, and have early access to episodes before they go live on podcast and video services across the 7 seas.
Garrick.
You can also support us by going. You can also support us by going to our YouTube channel, clicking that beautiful bell and big red button, or by subscribing to our podcast channel by searching Good Kraken! And leaving a review there. We do not have a post show to go record, but until next time, yarg. Sand
Be
dollars.
Proud.
Proud, yeah.
It's called Proud, which means proud and present, bitch.
I hate it.